All right. What's going on YouTube? This is your boy Ligo, one half of Enduro. Uh Basically I am once again tired of working my butt off, but there's a lot of news that's going on. I was gonna do something that was news for the day in the last couple of weeks, really, but I think it's a couple of weeks, last week or so. But uh, again, time caught up, and I've just been busy as hell. So I want to talk about. I mean, if you've been on, seeing me on Red's podcast or any OGL, Dr. Phil's podcast, or anybody else, like the PlayStation View, done talked VR, done talked about it enough. Like I said, let's wait until October to find out what the game's gonna be like. So blah 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 that. I mean, I'm not gonna knock it off until we see the games. I could see they could fail or not fail. But in this Endcast Lite, I'm gonna talk about the elephant in the room, which I'll start out with, of course, the news that happened today with Nintendo. Then give a little aspect about the controller stuff that goes out, and also what's going on with PlayStation and Xbox as well too. So knock those out. My thoughts about it. And the question app is open. Hopefully I can wrap this up quickly. See some question apps. Like I said, I am like draining and tired, but if everything goes as planned and works well, then I'll just send out the about maybe 9:15, send out the links, or maybe 9:20, depending. It all depends on how the question is going, and hopefully the question app is working. But like I said, right now we'll see what happens. But let's get, like I said, let's get elephant out of the room now. I want to point out, I'm going to share screen and see stuff. I'm going to point out something, and let me see here. So let me see. Share screen. No. Oops. Dang it, dude. All right, let's nope, that's what I want to share. All right, so oops, back up. Okay, so news came out, of course, as you can see, the reports, IGN, everybody. Basically, my phone been blowing up the whole, production, and everybody's ready for the NX. And basically, they're saying, the Nikkei said that, damn it, it's bad enough I'm on your damn page. I don't want to give you no damn ad revenue. Shut the hell up. Anyway, so they have I said, report came out, that the Nikkei report came out that's going to talk about the Wii U's going to stop production this year. So, and of course, it was translated by Dr. Seko Toto from Twitter. If I pronounce his name wrong, technically speaking, I don't give a damn. But basically, the paper said that Nintendo's already stopped making Wii U accessories, with the company planning to deplete the inventory by the end of the year. Now, this is me not talking to nobody, contacts. I just see it, and again, I just give it my thoughts. Later this weekend, I'll contact and find out what's going on internally and all that stuff, and go from there. But that's basically what we'll talk about. So I want to point out something though. You saw it up here. This guy, now, he is a believer in Japanese gaming and CEO of Tokyo-based gaming industry consultant. His company's a blogger. They don't consult nothing. They blog. And that's what it is. So there are many times he have gotten things right, and his arrogance has put him in. His arrogance has made him wrong many times. But as you can see, because the usual of Nintendo is irrelevant and people keep on bringing them up all the time, they it's just crazy. But like I said, he's a blogger. That's what he does. Just getting the skin of it. Does he get some of the stuff right some of the time? Yes, but his percentages, again, is one of the things that I've seen. His percentage is below 50%. Take it with a grain of salt as usual. We'll see how people work out with stuff. But anyway, so like I said, it's from Nikkei. And you can see right there, that's that. This is their website. So the article was put up. Of course, their time is different. Of course, it's basically the 23rd over there in Japan. Oh, excuse me. And basically, the article is written by Nihon Keizai Shinbun. He's the person of the electronic division and basically media of Nikkei editorial chief. Basically, what you're seeing on your screen is saying Nintendo has terminated by the end of the year the production of the non-portable game machine, the Wii U, and etc. It is less. Now, I'll point out this. There's an article, and this is why I did a little research. Nikkei did something 2 weeks ago talking about how, which is kind of contradicting, but let's take it with a grain of salt, people, and let's look at it, because they pointed out 2 weeks ago how the Wii U software has been selling well and basically dominating the exclusive market and making profits. So it's kind of weird, but I'm just prefacing it because this is the next line that comes up saying it is less popular software compared to the before model of the Wii, which is kind of hard to not differentiate that because the Wii was a hit, while the Wii U is basically at 13 million worldwide. It is determined that is not expected. The Wii U is not expected. It's determined that the Wii U is not expected to recover. The company is also in this year is planned to announce a new gaming machine. Gaming machine makers are also certain period of time the release of the next generation machine, but is often to continue the production of the old machine because of its slump from January to go ahead and end early production later on this year. Okay, so that's basically the interpretation of the article that's on Nikkei. The thing about this is that they just say Nintendo. They didn't say anybody inside R&D. They didn't say nothing about that. So again, take with a grain of salt. But let's go with the notion that this is. Let's go with the notion that this is true. Let's just go with that. Now, it's two things that popped to my mind when I read this thing and thinking about it. One is we never this will be it's weird how the perception is, and this goes back to how should I put this? Give me a second. I'm trying to get my thoughts fully together. Okay. Okay. So this will be okay, so people can see it more better. Even though right now Nintendo stock has risen because of Miyamoto, the app. Okay, I'm tired. Sorry. the apps, that based thing, and still this software is, that's what I'm saying. Like 2 weeks ago, you had an article saying that the software is selling great, selling great. So it's kind of, that's what I say, it's kind of contradicting. But let's put it this way. Now, this right here is something that I said last year when I did the improv with my cast about Kimishima. Again, I think if you watch this, like I said, it's my honest opinion. I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. If you watch if now again, and also that me getting the full information because I want to call some contacts and figure some stuff out. But if Iwata was still here, I don't think this would have happened. If like I said, if I'm taking the story true to facts, I'm not saying this is a rumor car. I just read it, so Nikkei is more response. It's also, you know what? I'm jumping back and forth because it's funny. Like when the Wii U was selling, when the Wii U was killing, and that's what he said after January, when the Wii U was killing the charts and selling in from Thanksgiving to Japan, Thanksgiving to this end of December, early January, and the Nikkei was reporting stuff. I didn't hear that much people report about the Nikkei then, and the same thing with that Dr. Saito person. So it's just weird how negativity sells so much. But let's get it. Like I said, get into the nitty-gritty. Like if it want to run, because the GameCube didn't make that much profits as the Wii does. Point blank period. It sold 22 million. This is at 13. It sold beyond 20. The whole, that's what the end cap it at. But it didn't make the profit because all they had was physical games, while the Wii U has physical, digital, indie. I've listed all the stuff already in my preference video. Indie, backwards capabilities, library, blah blah blah, all that stuff. This would be, like I said, they did not kill off the GameCube when that didn't sell before. So this really would be a board and Kimishima's move to do this, and I'm thinking of doing this because of perception, as they said that. Let me see. I'm looking at the words again. Because they're internally looking at the Wii. I'm just reading all the back again. Because they're internally looking at the Wii, and then looking at the perception that many people are not really, no matter what we do, people basically is spinning their stories and whatever. So that's my thoughts. I think that it, but in that regard, but you know what? That's the perception that they can't cut through all the crap that everybody's keep on talking negatively about them and whatever. And with all the NX talk and everybody want to know what the hell that is. It's like, this is like the games media and news and everything has stifled off all the good things that came out of the Wii. So nobody. So they're just saying, you know what? We can't cut through the muck. Let's just start fresh and start anew. To be 100%, if the NX is a home console and it comes out, first of all, I don't think it come out this year. If it is, that'll be the death note of that freaking thing. That thing would not sell, and then that would be a stupid move if Nintendo does that. It would be a stupid move because it is not. They don't have it's bad enough that they didn't put enough advertisement and everything and explain what the Wii U was when Wii U came out. But then to do this, and then how games media is gonna cut them a new one because of, oh well, this art this and this controls that and all that stuff. Because again, as I did on Mr. Red Fox podcast, talking about now everybody's talking now the PlayStation VR, they're talking about asymmetrical gameplay, but even though the Wii U did it, or different views, but the Wii U did it, and so it's like backwards capability. The Wii U had it from the get-go. What people shared last year. I mean, like all that stuff has basically never cut through to the muck, but the other consoles got there, and yeah, we're cheering now, which is weird. So, but like I said, we don't know what the production line is. If it ends at the end of the year, they could ramp up a lot of production they could ramp up a lot of production of the Wii U and say, you know what, let's have it so you could sell off later on, because this will be the first time that they cut something like this. The only time they ever did something like that, of course, was mass product, not mass produced, was Virtual Boy. Because the GameCube still had games coming out, and they were still selling GameCube games at a fraction of the price drop. Now at E3 this year, would there be a price drop? I would basically put it above the 75th percentile. There would be a price drop, and if that's the case, and they get the bump up, they might, like I said, ramp up production to put maybe about five more million by the end of the year, so they could shut it down. That could be the process. So, but I think again, it's best if they just wait it through, because they have the software, and again, that's the thing that's saving Nintendo and the Wii U itself. Other than everybody calling the Amiibos thing, no, the software is saving them, and the lineup. There's still games coming out to the end of this year. So that's saving them. That's what's saving the Wii U right now, is basically the software. The console is profitable. The software is mega profitable. It's making money, but again, it's cutting through the perception that it gains me, and everybody keeps on bashing them over the head. I'm thinking that's why they would cut the line again, taking this thing as 100% fact, because again, they just cite Nintendo. They didn't cite Nintendo Limited, which will be like our official statement. I'll wait. We could also wait until the financial reports that comes out April 27th, where they tell stuff, and we'll see it in there and read through it, and they might say it in there. So that's why I'm saying that I'll more on that. The fact is good, because Nikkei really doesn't have, other than stocks and stuff, they really don't have that much how should I say, stuff to put in there that's kind of, they don't have really that much a goat in the game, or should I say, a horse in the race to say stuff that's crazy to a point. Now it's kind of funny they said that they say stuff about the PlayStation VR, but again, like I said, I'm not going to be negative about it. I'll wait until that console, until the games come out and everybody see, because it lives on the software. So taking it, like I said, I'll to get a fully understanding of everything, I would say about April 27, which I'll give it a day to process all this stuff, because it's the end of the year, so you got a lot of data that's gonna be in there. So I'll set up a endcast basically maybe the Sunday of that week, and then so we could go through that stuff really. But yes, like I said, if they end production, they could, like I said, they could do a price drop at E3 and then ramp up production to get about 5 million in, because they still have, like I said, they have software coming out. We still have Zelda U, we still have Paper Mario Splash, they still have a lot of stuff. And what people we still don't know, again, one, we don't know what the NX is, and two, the home console. Nobody knows which it will be stupid if Nintendo don't do this. And I hope, again, that'll be more of the direction of somebody else than Iwata. And then we know Yamauchi's dream really got killed off, because he set up the ultimate team to stop the shareholders, which was Ginyu Takeda, Shigeru Miyamoto, and Iwata. And I hope Kimishima, being just a money man and just look at the money, I hope that's not going to be a negative conflict of that. So that's one point right there. Then we're going to the Wii U, the NX controller. The NX controller, I don't know. I mean, I did not see that when I was over there. So if that looks like it, that looks like it. We'll see what happens, what they could do with it. I'm not gonna, again, it's one of just like the PlayStation VR. I'm not gonna say nothing until I get it, because when I saw the Wii remote, I was like, what the hell? And Nintendo proved to me that that was one of my favorite controllers to play shooting games and first person shooters and stuff. That again, I bought an adapter for my PC just to do the exact same thing, and a gamepad. Like I said, use the gamepad and enjoy it. So I'll wait to see how that works out. Do I believe that's a controller? To be honestly, no, I don't think. But again, I don't think, again, if that's the NX, that could be the portable part of it. Again, just going off of what everybody's yik-yakking about, could be the portable part of it, but not the main part of the console. Like I said, I don't know if it's a home console or just the stuff that DNA doing. Again, it's a lot of things. I'll wait until E3 to give my point on that. Then we have the PlayStation, the news about PlayStation 4 trying to do 4K, and then Xbox being upgradable. All right. Since we just did Nintendo stuff, let's do those. Those would be the death nails for those companies as well too. Let's go with PlayStation, Xbox One. The reason why you like a console, people develop for a console, because it's a set parameters, and you can make the game way easier. And if they optimize, that dirty little word, but it don't. But if they optimize for it, you can make a very good game. But if you're gonna upgrade the stuff and you could switch stuff, whatever, you're gonna fracture the market very bad, Xbox, and then you're going to basically, as a console, you're gonna make it very hard to develop the game, because everybody's gonna be like, oh this game is this game, and then it's gonna be an internal fractured market. Has this again? It's gonna be a pain. But now the whole PC transferring to the PC, like they're trying to do with Windows, like they've been saying they're gonna do from 2013. Again, your PC is gonna have to be upgradable, so that's different, because that's your PC. At least you could do stuff with that, and you don't have to buy an extra console to do that. But to be an upgradable console, other than maybe putting an SSD drive in there like you could do now and stuff, yeah, that's gonna be a problem to try to do the graphics and everything different. And it's gonna be, yeah. I think Phil Spencer will be wrong about that if that's what they're gonna push. But again, I'll wait until I see their IR pages to see what they've been doing, because again, they've been losing money and they're still losing money. So we'll see about that. Now, the PlayStation 4 trying to do 4K textures. That's you have the view. You have the VR. Sorry, I keep on saying the view. You have the VR that's coming out. That's already expensive. And if they do the PlayStation 4.5, that's what I'm calling it, with the 4K stuff like that, that's also is going to be a death note for the console, because most look. Sony's not putting in the money into their first party, and I still have to do that video about that. A lot of their first parties, like our next studio for Sony, just got shut down today. A lot of their first parties are like slim to none, except for a couple. But other than that, they're really slim to none, and they're not doing major things. And the third parties, of course, is we saw with Street Fighter and Ubisoft and all them other stuff. Like, it's hard enough to run stuff at 60 frames per second, 1080p. To develop a game straight in 4K native, oh, that would cripple a lot of third parties. And of course, but that's what some of these techie gamers will argue. So they're one of, as like I did with a one-on-one with Francis from PlayEssence. These gamers are some of these gamers are asking for it, but they don't know that will bring down the market. These people, that would basically kill most of the major third parties, publishers, So I hope PlayStation ain't stupid to do that. Don't try to fracture the market again. Wait until your next console, the PlayStation 5, to do it. And let the publishers think then to do that. Because remember, everybody, third parties were basically scarce in the PlayStation and Xbox One the first year, and they basically did a lot of remakes. And basically, they took assets that they already know how to program, whatever, and just up-res them and do what they gotta do. But straight for the game itself, well, come on. Even Order 1886, what happened? You got the pretty graphics, it looked good, but the gameplay was not satisfactory to a lot of people. And you gain, small doses of gameplay and games and everything else like that. So it's weird. It is weird. So I'm seeing a lot more people listening right now. Like I said, if you have a question, the question app is open. You can put the questions in there because I'm gonna get to them in a little while. But yeah, it's already crazy now. If they do what Square Japan is doing, or Atlas, or Nintendo, put in some 4K textures, and then when you put it on a 4K TV or 4K monitor, if that's the case, and the 4K monitor upscales and hit that, and it makes it look vibrant. Like I said, if you have a 4K TV, put Mario Party, not Mario Party, I'm so sorry. Put in Mario 3D World in there, and you'll be surprised. Same thing with Mario Kart. Same thing with Pikmin. Oh man, 3D World and Pikmin. It looks just drop dead gorgeous in there, and you see details because they have 4K textures in there. But they're not developed. But they're not developed in 4K native. And if PlayStation do that just because they're gonna do that, a lot of people are gonna sell back the PlayStation 4 they didn't sell. This is what's gonna happen. I can guarantee you this. If they go up 4.5 to 4K, whatever, not many people are gonna do it again as 4K 4K native. That's one. Two, a lot of these gaming guys, whatever, are gonna sell their PlayStation 4 to get this PlayStation 4.5. It's gonna be weird because Sony is gonna manipulate the numbers and say, oh well, it's gonna be a resurgence. They're gonna add that 4.5 onto the 4. Say, oh well, we sold about 50 million PlayStation 4s, even though people sold back in the console. Get that? And a lot of people are gonna be disappointed. Now, if they buy the PlayStation 4.5 for the 4K thing, then they're gonna be basically for the features of Blu-ray streaming and all that stuff. Those people are gonna be happy with that. But again, the games, the game's is gonna mess up, and again, it'll be the end of a lot of things. But like I said, all this stuff is just talked about. So let's see what happens how that works out. So that's PlayStation 4, Xbox. Let me see what are the news that was percolating in the last couple of days I could give my thoughts about. Because we have you know what? I think that basically, yeah, for now, because I said I'm just drained. If you're in my live vendor page, I basically told you the reason why I'm drained. But I am drained, so but I still could do a cohesive talking. So again, if you just join, I just basically translated a Nikkei story for you. That they did not source Nintendo Ltd. They just said Nintendo itself. So they that's the suspect of it. Also, 2 weeks before, the Nikkei said that the Nintendo software, the Wii U software, specifically the Wii U software, is selling great and making money for the company. And then now they kind of said it's kind of slow in the story that I just translated. If this move is 100% true, and I'm going with that, I said this is more of a Kimishima move, that they can't break through the slop of the games media, how they keep on doing negative stuff. Because again, I pointed out that when Nikkei was reporting the sales throughout throughout November to early part of Japan, January, nobody was covering. No, Nikkei said that IGN won't cover that, GameSpot won't cover that, and even some of the YouTubers who all do these humor mills won't pulling that stuff out. That so it's just weird. So this is the perception. So they basically want to start from scratch. Honest thoughts. If they start from scratch at the end of this year, it's going to be the death note for that console. I don't think, like I said, Nintendo has $12 billion US dollars in the bank. Company's worth about $80 billion. So, and again, adding IP, blah blah blah. Even in Nikkei, this is all Nikkei too. Adding the IPs is over $200 billion what Nintendo is. So, if they're gonna take losses, they're gonna take losses in that regard. They're gonna that, like I said, that death note of having whatever it is. The answer will basically be answered on April 27th when they release their IR page financials for the year, and you can see what's going on throughout the whole year. And basically, the Dr. Sawato, whatever the guy name, I put down my screen, but him, like I say, the guy who's basically a lot of people always go to. He's a blogger, and he's been less than 50% right. He's just a blogger, someone giving his opinion, just like I just gave you my thoughts from my experience, and it's weird. Because he was one of those people who had, said certain games going to be delayed. This was never going to work. His sales count for the Wii U, just like I said, over the same time period as what I just said about Nikkei, it was totally off. They were off by 500,000. So take everything with a grain of salt. But this guy, he gets things right, but again, his percentage is not right all the time. The controller, wait until see. Like I said, I'm waiting till until E3 2013. I mean, 16. That's why I'm tired. 2016 to get the NX reveal. See what's going on with that. Kind of don't have that. To be 100% honest at this point, I have two thoughts going through. I got two real thoughts that's going through my thought. One, it's gonna be a resounding crying, but two, it's not gonna be what a lot of people think it is. It's gonna be also so. But I'll wait until then. The controller thing that just came out, I don't know what it. I don't know what it is. I've just the first. I mean, other than the leaks, everybody have it. I've seen it in the pattern. The pattern. Not patterns. The pats basically that you do for controller. I've seen it in there, and that thing right there, we don't know what that is if it comes out to be that. And then I talked about Xbox. If they go scalable, that's going to be a problem. And of course, if like I said, PlayStation 4.5 or the 4K, that's going to be a problem. So right now, it's going to be a lot of craziness going on in this gaming industry. And we'll see how it works out. That's the best way I can say it. So the question app is open, like I said. So I'll basically answer questions right now, and then depending on how things go, then I'll just send out the link to certain people, jump in, and then call it a wrap after that. So let's see. Give me one more second, people. Let me make sure I have take that down. Form. I'm just looking through some of the comments to make sure certain things. Oops, looking at the wrong way. Looking at the wrong direction. Okay, all right, then okay. I ain't seen nothing pop up, so Give me a second again. Sorry. So let me see. All right. Rebound King asks, "What are your thoughts on people who trash the Wii U but are now excited for the emulator?" That's I don't know why would you be excited for the emulator because most of the time they don't run, including when it's this close to generation, it don't run that well. I mean, there's some games that don't emulate on the Wii that run well, like with the frame rate and with the frame rate most I should say, and the input lag. So it's it's look, Rebound King. I'll tell you the truth. It's funny again. This is what kills me. Everybody trashes the Wii U, but then everybody wants the Wii. They want the NX to be the Captain Saver console. But you're not gonna buy, but you didn't buy the Wii U, but now your input is very important because of this. That's again, that's why man, gamers are weird, and I have to get shout outs to KH. They're the main reason. KH, Double M, many other people. Gamers are the real reason why the generation has gone down. It's gone down very bad. I have to do a video about the second part about the 8th generation because there's so much stuff when the generation started from the Sony and Microsoft camp that they said they would not take, they would not do this, they would not do that. We don't want our games to be this. But look at it now. They accepted every one of those things today. They accept it without no problem. And this is being raw, but I said it in one of my podcasts already. They're basically bending over and taking it, and it eased. And those companies and consoles eased it in because they said they were never going to do that, and they're doing it now. So I'll basically bring up the specifics on that video when it comes time to do it, about the stuff that these gamers say. Oh, we would never want this. We don't want online gaming. We don't want broken games. We don't want microtransaction. We don't want all this stuff. But now it's basically you accepted it. Nobody's talking about, but the emulator of Rebound King is like I say, it's funny. So they rather play the game without giving Nintendo the money to do it. So they want a game free, and then they want to play the worst version of the game. I don't understand gamers. I do not understand gamers. So it's weird, sir. So I mean, that's the best way I can answer your question. Gamers are weird. Let me see. Oops. So let's go to here. Let me see. Yin Yao basically asks, now how many consoles keep going after the new console got released? I mean, I bet you PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 kept selling afterwards. Many consoles do. That's what I'm saying. The only thing that dead end for let's put it in Nintendo's aspect was basically the Virtual Boy. But the GameCube got a price drop and kept on going. The Wii price drop, and then a new version of the Wii, and then the Wii, the small mini Wii, and then it kept on selling because again, it sold this just a while ago from the last financial. They sold over. They still sold 100,000 Wii's, so it's still selling. New consoles, not used and none of that stuff. It's new consoles, so they're still selling. PlayStation did the same thing. PlayStation 3 sold in Japan a lot longer than it sells in sold in America. Basically, let's put it like games like in Japan and other third parties and other countries. Other than some, I don't think Europe. I'm not gonna be 100% on Europe, so I'll retake from that. But from Japan and places like in like other countries, like South America, Central America, some parts of Europe, but like kind of like Russia, India, China, Hong Kong, stuff like that. the console sale still sells way beyond the end date. Most majority of consoles. So I don't, like I said, it's something like, again, the only aspect that's tingling my spider senses is if Nikkei normally says Nintendo Ltd, which is, let's say, the corporate itself. So it's kind of where they just say Nintendo. So I'm taking it with that's my spider senses. But again, Nikkei is a reputable news organization. I mean, financial papers. So I won't bring them down like how I did Wall Street Journal when they didn't did the surplus and everything else. That's a whole different story. So, but yeah, they gained their consoles that kept on selling afterwards. Hell, the DS, freaking the SP still selling to this point right now. If you look at some of the IR pages, the Game Boy Advance SP is still selling to this day. So it's kind of weird that they would just drop it off when it's making profit. So I think the only thing I could come up with as my eternal thought is because of the perception that they can't cut through this perception. No matter what they do, unless no matter what they do, they could have found a cure for cancer, and people would not report it or spin the story in a different way. So I'm telling you, that's why what's going on with that. So that answers your question right there. Basically, I think that was Triple M basically asking Ying Yao, saying the NES, the NES, SNES, Wii, and the handhelds keep going long afterwards too. So yeah, and that's basically what I just said. Let me see. Brown Takashi. I don't know. I forget. Shadow. In recent news, TMNT in Manhattan seems kind of an open world-ish game, but it won't have local multiplayer, and I don't know how local co-op multiplayer would work. How would you make that game local multiplayer work? Two ways, but again, not messing with the game. I can't. Until I buy the game. But there's two ways you could do multiplayer, local multiplayer, if it's open world ish. Because Transformer Devastation wasn't open world ish. That was more corridor like. But in that regards, let's do it the one with all the consoles. You could do it by doing a lock thing. You could do it like how Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was on the back when the new Turtles came out at the time on Fox. You could do it in that aspect of like an arcade version of having a certain view. Remember, you're seeing this from a cinematic view, so we don't. Sometimes they choose certain aspects. You see, for a cinematic view to make you sell the game, so we don't know what the 100% view is. Is it because it could work isometric in that regard, and that's what we're saying. If you could work that way, then you could do local co-op in that view and still have fun and do the combos. We already know they're not gonna do it 2.5D and all that stuff, but you could do that isometric view like how they did back in those Teenage Mutant, or like how example would be Marvel. The isometric view that they did in Turtles were better than this, but like how they did in Marvel. What was that game? Dang nabbit. I think it's Marvel Avengers. That's what I'm thinking, that came out back in the day. Let me make sure. Open up another tab. Marvel Avenger Alliance. That was more zoomed back, but the one with the Turtles back in the TMNT back then, they were more close up, and it could work, local co-op. You could play all four people for that, so that one would work. That would work. Or if you want to do it the more new gen and tech way, you could do it with You could do it with the Wii U gamepad. Hyrule Warriors did that. Had no problem doing that. You could do the split screen, but a lot of people don't want to do split screen no more for some weird reason. They get away from that. But you could also do it with that, or if you did have the PlayStation view, you can do it that way too. So you have a different cinematic view of things. So you could. Those are the ways you could do it to make local co-op work. See here. All right. Let's get back to the page. All right. Not X-Men Legends. That really was a bad one. But Marvel Ultimate Alliance, yes. Yes, Legends. Ugh. No. That's what I was saying. Those are farther back. If you go back to the original, like how should I say again? The TMNT back, like, let me see. I'm trying to see if we can find those. Oops. Damn, I guess when you're so tired you can't even spell your stuff right. Jeez. Okay, I'll if I don't know if you're watching Takashi Shadow, but I'll share the view a little bit so you can see. Like, this is this kind of game. This is what I'm talking about. If you remember these games, they had a certain view. They had a certain view that you could pull off. They were more closer, and you could do the co-op, and it was and it worked very well. You had you control all 4 turtles. So these is the games I'm talking about. The legend, the Ultimate Alliance were further back, so you didn't see most of the action up close. Whatever. Again, we don't know what the view is for the fight in. If it is kind of like kind of like a Bayonetta style thing, then yes, then it won't work local co-op that way because it's just too much. You got to focus on the characters to see many things, and local online co-op will work. But if it's not but if you want to do it that way, then again, do it Bayonetta. You have double screens. You could. No, sorry, you have double screens. You could do stuff. So yeah, I didn't share, which is my bad. This is what I'm talking about. Like these games had that. This is the game I'm talking about. These the turtle games I was talking about that had that view that could work for these 2 kind of games right here. That could work for that setting. All right, let me see. Ecos. Ecos is asking, I can't. Oh, give me a second. I gotta clear my throat. I gotta really clear my throat. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, so Ecos Pulse asked, let me see. I can't stay to watch too long, but what are your thoughts or the other half of Pokemon Sun and Moon? Also, what do you think the next Star Fox game will be called? I'm assuming there will be a sequel, hopefully. I wish I got to your question earlier. She just left the room to go back into her room, so I'm not gonna go call her up. I'll do like I said, we'll do something about that later on. Me and her is gonna do a real end duo podcast pretty soon, because we're gonna talk. We've been talking about stuff later behind the scenes, and of course, the last podcast you basically heard in the background. She were playing games, and we were asking questions. I mean, we were answering questions, but most of our gaming, like she got Pokken tournament. She's been, like I said, she was playing that just a while ago. And then I think she beat the first the green thing, and then she left out to maybe get some food or whatever. But Star Fox, the next Star Fox, I don't know what's gonna come. I hope it sells. That's all. Let's go with that right now before we wish before. Let's hope it sells. Everybody have been bitching and moaning, and arguing, and want this Star Fox back. Put your money where your mouth is. Let's see what happens. I doubt this game is gonna get that really bad of reviews. I know the negative not gonna be, of course, the multiplayer, blah 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 blah, which is stupid. Like I said, there's only one way the multiplayer would work. Everybody always talk about, oh, it'll be cool to play online multiplayer. They tried it with Star Fox Command, and again, I've said this. I don't know how much time I gotta say this. The developers were saying it will be boring, and it will, because all you're doing is U-turn, somersault, U-turn, somersault, U-turn, somersault. There's no strategy behind it, and it's sometimes out of pure luck, and it gets repetitive and really boring. Every game is repetitive. Don't get me wrong, every game, but it's the execution, and that when it gets repetitive that quick, you're gonna drop off. So I am gonna do a Star Fox podcast before Star Fox come out. I'll do a podcast like I did. If anybody remember how I did Mario Kart, we went through all the games and talked about it. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. So when that comes up, we'll talk about that. So I hope Ecos, I'll say this. I hopefully hope that it is a sequel. But again, it's up to gamers to put their money where their mouth is. That's the problem. So let's see here. Okay, so I'm not seeing. Okay, I see 1, 2, 3. All right, I see that. I would like to get Ozzy Tech Gaming if he's listening. I mean, drop me one more line in the events page if you can, Ozzy, because I'm gonna answer 2 more questions. And again, the questions to keep on coming in, people. If you want to keep me a question, then I'll just add it to and then I'll basically. Right now, I'm looking to see because I sent on my invites private. But if you want to join in, I've seen a couple people say they want. If you want to join in, this is the time to put your name up on an events page to say, "Hey, I want to join," and I'll send that invite to you as well. I'll answer these 2 more questions that I have. But again, if you have more questions, keep on bringing it in because we might ask them in the thing. So. Well, we have Dr. Feelgood. What's wrong with gamers? Again, you asked the $1 million question. We are the only, not really. We the only person because I could see a lot of. We're not the only because I know that there are products and things that people have killed their own industry on. But we right now. I mean, they made how much? Like I said, they made what They made $6.1 billion last year, I think, which is kind of crazy with all the broken games, but whatever. $6.1 billion last year as overall as a gaming company itself, but. We are basically perpetuating our own self to destroy our own industry, our own hobby, because we basically want to show off instead of just enjoy the games that we have, and that's one of the major problems. But the moment something is not their liking, they're ready to kill it off and move on to the next big thing. And like I said, I explained that question right there, and I know you just said that facetiously, Dr. Feelgood, but that's the part that killed me. Like. It's funny how everybody, all this, just like with Metroid, none of these people were the fans, but now your big fervor for Metroid Federation Force is there, but you didn't play all the games. Just like I said, just like how you're ready to kill off the Wii U and say Nintendo needs to do this, do that, and did this. I guarantee you none of y'all gonna go buy the daggone thing. I guarantee you it's gonna be what if Kimishima and the plan and everybody's going the way it is, it's gonna go back to being family central. Because you know what, mom and pops ain't into this argument, bickering war as some of the core fans are. And most core fans like me, I'm cool with stuff. I buy the product because I like it. I don't buy the car to show off. But to be popular for anybody, for any friends out there, I don't give a damn really. I buy what I buy to just for my enjoyment, not to show off to people. But that's what's gonna happen again. That's why 60% of the people who buy Nintendo's products are families, because you know what, they don't have that crazy mindset as some of these freaking gamers do, and they just they just act stupid and silly, and it's annoying, very annoying. But again, they want to kill off the industry. If you saw my videos, my last two videos about my Wii U collection and my my PC, I'll even tell you this: like, I have 100. I just looked at. I need to look at the Wii U one, but because like I said, all collectively. But on my 3DS, I have bought over 103 games for my 3DS. 103 freaking games. And that's of course digital download and all that stuff. And when people ask a stupid question about droughts, I mean, 103 games, people, if you buy it like that, well, hell, you're very, you basically having fun with your system, and that's what I'm doing. I know there are not many people who do that crap, but I'll leave it as that. So let me see. One more question here. Okay, Jacob Snake. Don't know if you already talked about the rumor of this couldn't Wii, but what's your thoughts about it? Could this really be happening? Jacob, if you just tune in, which is, I mean, it'll be easier to re-listen from the beginning. That'll be because I basically did a translation from the Nikkei itself. So that'll be the best way to do it. Re-listen it from the beginning. Okay, just set it back up again, and it'll be so just rewatch it, and you hear my thoughts better there, because basically I'm gonna be rushing them because I'm trying to get people in, get their thoughts, and then go to frick to sleep. So let me see here. Reload once again, make sure there's no well, I mean, yes, Kate, I know that yes, Kate, I do know that the Nikkei code, there's still a newspaper. There's still a newspaper. They could report on. They have report stuff wrong too. I'm not saying that they have not report anything wrong, but what I'm saying is they are more. Like I said, they don't have a real horse in the game that much, other than stocks and whatever. And basically, right now the stocks are up, so it's kind of weird how that works out. They have reported some stuff that was wrong. I'm not denying that. But again, I'm going off of the basis of, I'm taking, like I said, I just read it. I just said that this is not Nintendo Ltd. That's the weird part about the story. It didn't say that. It just said Nintendo. Normally you put Ltd if you were a financial paper card. That's what you're supposed to put down. So with that said, okay, so I got more, again, questions. If you guys got questions, put it in. And of course, the trolls are already out. I'm sorry, I gotta call some names. You could go ahead and listen to these jabronis if you want to. They're basically writing off of these are the exact same reason why Nintendo cannot cut through, because they're the same people who say they're so-called Nintendo fans and cannot cut through all that crap. Like I just said, buy my console, be happy with my games. That's why I am. I'm not proving I'm not proving nothing to nobody. So I'm sorry, Reboot Gaming, Zen, and Alex, and all y'all people. You know, I got no disrespect to y'all, but I'm not doing this for fun or monetize my videos and other stuff. And yeah, us Nintendo fanboys are crazy for this, whatever. Yeah, we are stupid. It is what it is. It is what it is. I ain't gonna even, you know, because they already everybody and the mom already got their you call it, their crap out there. Okay, this is Josh. Okay, I'll have to ask this question. All right, okay, let me send out the invites to people to come in, because God please, I'm not trying to stay up late this tonight. So let me add bloop. I saw give me a second. I saw that. Who else? Ozzy, yes, I did see him. Quan, did see him. Game Idea, of course. Trip. Okay, let me just double check one more time, because once I send this stuff out, like I said, this most of my time. My podcast fills up very quickly, so this is the first round, people. Jump in when you need to freaking jump in. I'm telling you, okay? Okay, you barely made it in that first shot, dude. Okay. All right, where is he at? And add him in there. Come on. Where is it? Okay, he's in. He's in Red Sin. Neo Trip. Boop, 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 and boop. All right. All right, people. Check your Google Plus. I just sent out the links. Join in. Let me see. We have some more questions here. Oh, yes. Basically, Josh S is like, basically, if you have a Google's account, the event page happens there. I don't know where the question app is on the main page. I don't know. You basically should be like the live events when you're on YouTube, and it should be somewhere there. You click, and it might come up with a question app. But if it's too hectic, you can still. I unlike other people, I monitor the YouTube page itself, and then I monitor the YouTube page itself, and then just go from there. And then, okay, I'll answer most of the questions again. So I'll get people's starts in, and then we go back into the questions. So I have, give me a second. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure everything is all copacetic on my side. Okay, all right. So we have the Game Idea Guy, Dr. Feelgood, Mr. Red Fox, KH, and OG, basically the first time on the Ncast. Thank you for joining us, man. So I'll start off with the most complacent person one. Can you talk, Andre?
Yeah, I can. I'm in the middle of Splatoon, so I'll be back and forth.
Okay, well, what's your thoughts? I'll let you go first. That's what I'm saying. Let you knock it out first.
Well, basically, if it's true, the report said end of the year. People were jumping on this like, oh, it's already over. Like, god dang, give them some time to get the stuff out, get rid of it at least, instead of being so quick to just say, oh, it's dead, and then forgetting that there are games still coming out. So even if production stopped, those games still have to be released.
But
Hell,
nobody.
the Dreamcast got games until 2007, and they stopped production on that back in 2001, 2002.
2002.
So I mean, if that could get games for 5 years after it was, done, officially get games for 5 years after it was done, I think people can like chill back a minute.
But nobody knows what the production line would end up to being, like I just pointed out.
Yeah,
So,
they don't. They're just ready to jump on the bandwagon and say, "Oh, let's put the nail in the coffin already."
but
Like,
but yeah, you know what I just said, like just like I mean, I had to call people out 'cause I already seen it popping up on Google Plus all over. I'm like, how can you break through that perception? No matter what, I'm telling you, unless Nintendo find the cure to cancer, find a cure to ED, make sure that your wife is always around. I mean, even if they find all that stuff, they're gonna still get a negative attack.
good old ED. If Nintendo could cure that, they'd be good. Gosh, they would be in business forever.
Forget Viagra. I know, right? Shoot, at Viagra with the love hotels. Damn, you got it. Oh man, but yeah, I would just be facetious, but it's for true though. It's just like you said. It's like, how can you cut through that perception?
There's nothing that they could do. They could literally at this point, every third-party developer out there could literally say, we're going to put every game that we have out in the Wii U, and we're going to make sure it's working just as well as the other versions, and people won't care. Yeah. It's just what like you said, it's perception. That's what they have to deal with.
And then they'll say, "Well, Wii U doesn't have enough first-party content."
Yeah, that would be the odd thing, wouldn't it?
The Wii U has a better first party library than the GameCube did. So I don't like the Wii U is going to be this gen's GameCube. People are going to shit on it during the 8th gen, and then whatever comes along after it, they're going to be like, "Man, the Wii U was a great console. Why didn't you buy it when it was out?" Well, I mean, it's sad. It's sad. The only thing I'm going to say is this. There's always the elephant in the room is that, like, their big hitter for the Wii U this year, like, their big AAA title is Zelda Wii U, and that's going to push some units, so...
They're going to be a bundle pack, I could guess.
Yeah, there's going to be a bundle. Like, I'm like just from a business standpoint, that kind of makes no sense. Just, because half a loaf of bread is better than no loaf of bread. And I mean, when you have these first-party games coming out, like, I mean, there are people who are going to buy a Wii U just to play some of these games. So that seems kind of weird to me. But whatever. That's just me.
All right. What about you, Dr. Fugo? What's your thoughts on this? Some of the news.
Do you really want to know my thoughts?
Go ahead, man. You on the damn. What the hell? Go ahead.
I'm going to ask you again. Do you really want to know my thoughts?
Will you go ahead?
You spit it out and stop trying to beat around the bush.
I know, right? I'm tired already. Shit.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Rumors are for pussies.
This is like that song by Nucleus, Rumors.
I will say this. Okay. Once again, as what's been happening this entire generation, there is no confirmed source in Nintendo or any credible source that we even know of that we can trust, trust enough to believe. It's just another rumor that's popped up, came out to arouse, everybody's curiosity and to make everyone go crazy. And they're going to do it. So now for the next month or two, all you're going to hear is, this is a nail in the coffin, the Wii U's dead, there's no way around it, the proof is in the pudding, you can't avoid it. You're going to hear, the Shokios and OJs come out and say, hey, you know what, the Wii U is dead, Nintendo confirmed it. When? But see, this is going to be the status quo for the rest of the year. And then they're going to say, well, there's no point in buying games for the Wii U because this confirms the NX is going to release in 2016. So to me, you bastards go ahead and you live in your fantasy world. I'm going to tell you this. While you're sitting up here waiting for, the second coming of Christ in console form, I'm playing my games right now. And even when the Wii U does die off and they do officially stop production and do stop making games, I'm gonna still have, even if I stop buying games now, I got about 50.
Yeah. I mean,
So
and the thing about it is, unlike everybody else, I mean, Splatoon is the only one that's come straight to a point, but your games will be working without the
exactly.
internet, without nothing, just playing, plug and play.
So to all the people out there that believe this and think this is their confirmation to move on and sell their Wii U's or stop supporting Nintendo, or this is a confirmation in 30 years that Nintendo is dead or dying, go ahead. You believe that because you'll be the one stuck holding your dick when you have nothing to play.
Oh Lord.
Well, to
Yeah.
quote Sonny from The Godfather, I don't want my brother going into that bathroom and coming out only with just his dick in his hands.
I
No,
mean,
that's, you know what? That's wrong.
Well, I mean,
when I,
that's from The Godfather. That's
No,
what he
I
did.
know, I know.
I mean,
I
but
mean, that's what they're going to be doing.
when I even saw this rumor, Cage brought it to my attention,
Mm-hmm.
but I was like, this is no different than any other rumor about Nintendo, really. People out there really trying to kill this console off because they want the next best thing, because they've heard the next best thing may be called the NX. And I'm sorry. No, fuck that. I'm not sorry. Um, I cannot wait until later this year when people find out that the NX is basically a software patch.
I don't know. All right, all right, all right, all right. You're trying something. I know. Case gonna put his. I'll let Case talk. And to what Dr. Fielder said. Now, I'll say this again. I understand what people are saying about the rumor stuff. I am to a degree. I'm kind of like I said. I will more inclined go with Nikkei more than really than any people really from Mitsu and Nikkei to a certain degree because they're not like that kind of Western media or try to spin a lot of stuff. They have done stuff in the past that is contradicting, like I just point out or whatever. And also they did not point out Nintendo Ltd like they normally should do. So something's kind of weird there. I'll admit that. But I'm going on the presumption that it is going to right. That is still right. And let's see what happens. Because the writer that does this stuff, he's been, the editor should say, have been basically fair to Nintendo over the years. So I can't. I'm not supposed to. I'm just giving optimistic of this might be. I mean, he doesn't really do clickbait stuff.
I mean, it doesn't. Either way, it doesn't matter. Look, listen. I've said this before. If you own a system, enjoy your games. If you don't enjoy your games, then you should still shut the f up anyway.
But hold on. But weren't they the same ones that someone said that they leaked the rumor that they're gonna start production of NX in like this March?
It was not Nikkei.
No, that was someone else who leaked that.
It was Wall Street. No, it was Wall Street Journal.
But Sirkin,
and basically, and it was doing it through. I forgot the guy just showed the beginning of the podcast. That Dr.
Sirkin Toto.
Whatever.
That's
He's
what
a blogger. That's all he is.
He's like, I'm Dr. Sirkin Toto. I'm like, I wanted to see where you got your degree from, Doctor.
PhD.
Yeah, I want to see your doctor letters. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll believe it.
You go to the gaming consultant. My ass. He's a blogger. You read in Japanese. His thing is a blogger. That's all it says. Blogger. Like. Really?
It just sounds nicer to say you're a game consultant.
God, dang it. You know what? Yeah, that's the part that killed me. When I read deep in last time at Triple M, when he put up his rumor last time and he was wrong, and I went into the hole to look at what he did. I'm like, he's a blogger. Why are we giving this guy that much threshold? But it is what it is, and that's what happened. That's you asked that question, Dr. Fielder. That's where it came from.
No,
So,
they're giving him more credibility because he can actually read Japanese, which
well, I must have been stupid at the beginning then.
most of the gaming media are not actually that well.
If you go to his tweet, he basically gave his thoughts on it. He never gave the translation like I read out the translation.
Exactly. I mean,
He gave his thoughts. You go to this tweet, check it out. His thoughts. It's no.
Oh yes, thoughts all right.
look, it's a moot point either way. Look, okay, if this is true, good for them. If it isn't true, good for them. Either way, this doesn't affect me as a gamer because I got my Wii U. And just like I got 2 GameCubes. I got a Wii, which is also a GameCube, so 3, and then I got my Wii U. So I mean, look, listen, I'm fine. Now, if the Wii U is going to be the 8th gen's GameCube, and then 2-3 years down the line, people will be like, man, some great games for this shit. And whatever Nintendo's next console isn't backwards compatible, you dudes are going to be fucked.
I know, right?
Shit, this thing's gonna be expensive as hell. You'll be like, man, I went on eBay to get a Wii U because Nintendo people don't get rid of their shit except for those fake ass fans. I sold my Wii U to get an Xbox One. I sold the Xbox One to get a PS4.
I got you.
Sold the PS4 to get a Wii U.
I hope I pronounce it Ozzy Tech. Ozzy Tech.
It's Ozetka, but everybody just calls me Oz.
Oh, I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
Hey, no problem. It's a hard name to pronounce. I know that.
No, I get half of the time I'm half asleep when I'm doing this thing during the weekday. That's why.
Yeah.
But,
That name looks like it's easier to read. Well, I guess that's because I'm from the Caribbean.
No, like I said, I'm half tired, dude. Anyway, but Oz, I mean, you're the first time joining on. I mean, you're a small YouTuber, but I mean, I like your videos because you have passion in it. And I'm happy that you're doing well. As I commented on your video, that I'm happy that you're doing better now, and you're back in it. But what's your thoughts on what's going on?
I think listening to rumors, unless they're from an official source, a lot of times it's a dumb thing. These guys call us idiotic and delusional, but they're over here grasping at every straw they can because for some reason they play games and they play consoles to be cool or be accepted. Look, I'm a grown-ass man. I don't got time for that shit. I play games because they're fun or because they give me some interesting gameplay mechanics or an interesting story. Until I hear it from Nintendo, until the shit's in my hands, I'm not going to believe anything. For all we know, they could be stopping production on the Wii U because they're making a Wii U Junior or a Wii U Mini. We don't know.
Yep.
Thank you.
No, you're right about that. Because like I said, the Wii Mini was also that. But and if that's the case, then people, I'm gonna say, like just like how Red just said, your backwards capability will be gone, and again, yeah, y'all go over that stuff.
I mean, there's just, in my opinion, there's just too. The only reason I'm a little bit suspect about this is that there's too many. Like, okay, there's a lot of games coming out this summer, right?
Yeah. And
then you've got Zelda Wii U coming, and I'm like, that. I mean.
And Mario for Mario Paper Splash, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, there's
that's
just
a Wii U game.
There's too many games coming for the Wii. But I'm just saying that's just this spring and summer that they got to, because there's stuff that they didn't talk about. I mean, there's too many games coming for this system. I'm like, that seems a little weird to me. I mean, maybe they're gonna get one last hurrah. Maybe build 10 million more. I don't know, 7, 6, whatever. Build ramp up a little bit and then just draw it down. I don't know.
Well, the reason I'm saying it because there have not been a price drop, official price drop for the Wii U.
Exactly.
So that's unprecedented. First.
Yeah.
And second, as I pointed out, that even though the Virtual Boy was the only console that did that, the GameCube made less profits than the Wii U because all you had was physical media, while the Wii U has, again, Virtual Console, backwards capability, disc game, and indie games in this one. So it's kind of weird that there's not a price drop. I said the price drop will mostly come E3. They might say something around that time, or maybe a little bit before that. But I mean, the proof in the pudding will be April 27th when the NEA financials is out. And I'll scour through as much as I can through that thing. Unlike other people who just go with a little tip top, just the top part of it, and just say, hey, Nah, I'll go through it because again, I got to go through it for business purpose, of course, because I have a contract with Nintendo. But I'll go through business purpose to see what's going on and do my things, and that's what I'll give you my. Maybe about, like I said, that's Sunday after that because I want to read through a lot of the stuff to make sure I understand it because a lot of it's legal jargon.
Yep. Legal and business jargon. Yeah.
Yeah. But once I get beyond that point, then then we see what happened. because again, even Nintendo could come out right now and say the Nikkei is wrong. Let's just give an example. Again, just like how we just said with Andre, Nintendo come out and say the Nikkei is wrong. Do you think people are gonna believe them? No.
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 No one believes anything Nintendo says. Microsoft could say, "Hey guys, we're coming up with new hardware upgrades," even though that is totally stupid. Same thing with Sony. People are like, "Hey, it's gonna happen," but no one else.
Got you. So
my only question is this. Just a little quick question.
Yeah.
If third parties are having difficulty putting whole games on these consoles now, would it be easier if they had upgraded hardware? I don't think so.
No. I basically, that's why I did this podcast. I talked about the controller, which is not that much, but the upgradable Xbox, why it would be a problem for Xbox division, and also the PlayStation 4.5, because it would to develop 4K native. Holy crap, man! That's a lot of work, and that's a lot of work and time. And these publishers already don't show that they don't give a damn of putting that much effort to just run 1080p 60 frames right now. Hell, 1080p 30 frames per second. So no, the answer would be no. But you know what? Who's leading the charge? Sorry, Andre. I mean, who's leading the charge again? Is gamers trying to push this. It has to be this. It has to be this.
I don't know. I'm still good with 1080.
Yeah.
I'm good with 720. I don't care.
Well,
as long as the game is bug free, I'm happy.
Well, come on, Andre. We're the crumb side. We're the Nintendo fanboys who care about gameplay and graphics. Now, come on now. Like I said, I know you see your Google Plus account, and you see certain people already done put up their bullshit.
Yep.
And that's why when I don't agree with it, I bypass it.
I wrote a thing. They took down the post, but I wrote a thing called Object Opinion versus Fact. Dr. Feelgood saw it before they took down the post that it was on. But basically, I mean, a lot of people have been saying a lot of stuff, and it's they're trying to say, well, my opinion is reasonable, and therefore it's the right one, and your opinion is unreasonable, therefore it's the wrong one, and my opinion has more weight than your opinion. And they're saying, well, you guys are arguing from emotions. It's like, no, you're the ones arguing from emotions. We've had conversations with you. We bring up facts and figures. Our facts and figures are disregarded, and your opinions are right because
they're not arguing for emotion. They're arguing from acceptance.
And what's so funny is that I didn't notice this until afterwards, but I knew something was funny. But on this particular post that we were on, literally, I think it was like a good maybe 20, 30, 40 comments in, I noticed that something I had just wrote was not there anymore. And I said, well, maybe it's in like a different community, how you post things in different communities. No, they were actually deleting certain posts, and they weren't offensive, they weren't negative at all. It was just we came with facts, and they just had to delete them.
Of course. Yep. Well, like I said, one of the persons we talking about video is basically LOL. These Nintendo fanboys are delusional. So
yeah.
And let me say this, and I still have some respect for the guy, but I gotta say, after this article, one of the first things I saw, I already unsubscribed to this person, a couple of months back, because he's been slipping. But the first post I saw was, NX confirmed the launch this year in a video, and you know who it is, Obi-Wan Plays.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, so you take from this rumor mill that this confirms the NX launching this year. At that point, I was like, dude, you're finished.
Well, to be fair, this is also the same person who just recently said that the Xbox is completely dead, which I'm not going to say is completely dead. I'll say it's struggling.
What? Well, no, the Xbox isn't dead. It's
struggling like hell.
It's in a bed, and it needs some organ transplants, but there's no one on the donor list.
Well, no, there is someone on the donor list. Windows.
Yeah,
no,
but
if
the Xbox goes to Windows, it's not going to be the Xbox anymore.
But see, what can be said about Xbox is this. If Microsoft wanted to really, really, really start shutting some shit down, all they got to do is open a checkbook.
Oh,
They can
they
write.
can't.
No,
No,
they
no,
don't
no,
want
no,
to
no,
open a
no, no.
checkbook.
I'm not saying shut down Nintendo. I'm talking about if they really want to get rid of Sony, they could. They could.
No, I don't think so.
The checkbook has been closed. They can't do it. And here's, I mean, if there's one
I'm saying
thing,
if they really, if they wanted to, if they really, if Microsoft, not
He's
Xbox,
talking
if
about
Microsoft
Microsoft in
wanted,
general.
if Microsoft wanted to just get rid of Sony, period, as far as like competition, they can't get rid of Nintendo because Nintendo's not gonna sell their IPs to anyone ever.
well, I
But
mean,
Sony,
that's the thing, Doc. I mean, that's where, I mean, you know, even though everyone thinks Nintendo fanboys all agree with each other, that's the hilarious thing about Microsoft is that they've had 15 years and buku cash they threw at the wall, and they haven't dominated shit. It's amazing. I'm like, you spent billions of dollars. You couldn't dominate. They didn't dominate in the 6th gen. They didn't dominate in the 7th gen. They ain't dominating in the 8th gen. 3 gens, they've spent billions of dollars, and it's done nothing. I mean, not a damn thing. I mean, if I threw away that type of money and I didn't get anything out of it, I'm surprised these people are still walking around with their jobs at the Xbox division. I'd be like, you got to get your shit. Here's a box. Here's a pink slip. Get your shit. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, okay. So, KH, you basically back there making your stuff. I mean, I want to give everybody their thoughts. So, what's your thoughts, KH?
Oh, people. Like I said, I saw it on Facebook. Basically, people. It's to the point now where, regardless of what it is, everybody take rumor as fact. Pretty much what I said. Everybody believe everything they see on the internet. That's like saying if I said chickens are hatched from eagles, it must be fact because it's on the internet. And Nintendo didn't even say nothing like that. It's from Nikkei, which is pretty much the people that said that. Nikkei, thank you. Pretty much said that, oh, the Zelda show is going to be made for Netflix, or the NS is going to run on Android. Like, these are the same people that came out with stuff just to sabotage whatever Nintendo's doing. And
Yeah,
quite frankly, I'm all tired of it.
I'll say
Like,
one
why
thing.
do people go out their way to sabotage a console?
Okay, I'll say one thing to what, and you posted it in the question for not question in the comments for the what do you call it in the live event.
The comments for the
Yeah, it's basically the person who wrote it. That's why I said I credit him more. It's the person who wrote it. The person who wrote that other stuff is a different person. So that's why, just like if you had Mr. Red Fox say something about business and he's been that, I could go credit to Mr. Red Fox. But if you hear OJ, you'd be like, nah, fuck that. Nah.
Yeah. It's like,
That's why I'm giving.
it.
I mean, you don't know it, but that's why you don't know the people who write the articles. So that's why I'm creasing more to saying that. I'm not saying 100% because again, the two things that's omitted from this thing that's kind of again my spider sense is tingling.
Suspect, yeah.
Is the Nintendo LT. I mean, when you basically call it a company in a financial paper like this, you call it the company with its stock listings, which is Nintendo Ltd. That's what you're supposed to do. And if not, and that's that. And also, there's a story before 2 weeks later before they were because in here they talked about the software sales being slowish, but then 2 weeks ago you talked about it's been making money like crazy. So that's what the negative going back and forth again. Not the same person, mind you, but again, this is a different person. So it depends on who's writing the paper. But that's why I say that's why I'm putting it in that category of it could be true. You could go ahead now. Sorry, I was just trying to explain it out to you, Kate. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's basically like, why is it that with something that's making money, apparently everybody wants it gone?
Because it's you asked you answer to the question just like Doc just said. It's not popular. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, it's kind of like you hear all these people saying Nintendo needs to do this, Nintendo needs to do that. They're saying and they mask their concern, their fake. I'm using air quotes. You can't see me. Concern. They mask their concern with well, we want Nintendo to do better. No. You don't give a shit about Nintendo. You want to play a console that's popular, that you can brag to your friends about. Yeah, man, look at this. Because instead of consoles went from being something you played in order to enjoy to something that you brag about with your friends. You know,
Or
it's
status
like,
symbol.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
status symbol. You know, look at this shit. Yeah, man, look at it. Look at them rims. Look at them
Yeah.
rims, man. They spinning. They spinning. The car's spinning.
Yeah, this is this. It's no longer pimp my ride. It's pimp my game.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
sad thing is that they got this shitty. I mean, you know, look, listen. If this was like the 6th gen where every console had good games, I'd be like, you know what, I don't care. But this is the 8th gen is a continuation of the 7th gen, which means except it's worse because the first party exclusives just aren't really there on the other 2 consoles. So it's like, like Sony, I'm sorry, most of the first-party games I've seen on Sony systems are very lackluster. The second and third-party exclusive, I'm actually getting a little bit happy for, like Yakuza 6, Yakuza 0, stuff like that. But just it's sad, man. It's sad.
All right, so we have well, you know, I can't do that first. Triple M, you came before him, so what's your thoughts? I gotta give everybody a chance to talk their thoughts about stuff.
Now, I only found out about this news earlier this afternoon from Poppy 2K. Shout out to him, by the way. When I actually read the news on Nintendo everything,
Mm-hmm.
the first thing that caught my eye was the word rumor. Then, as I read the news in their article, I'm like, something is conflicting here. You got the title rumor, but then in the article itself they're saying it's close to being official, and I'm like, how does this make even sense? Now, before I even jumped into that conclusion, I had my thoughts about the whole about the Wii U was basically was selling out. They're not being restocked in the Japanese market, but something got me thinking that this is happening in the Japanese market alone, not the U.S. or not even Europe. So what is going on here? Then when I saw that news, I almost immediately went to think, they're basically cutting ties with the Wii U, like as Papa 2K said. But after that and reading it through, I'll start pondering a bit more. And then when I checked the 2 sources, which is one is in complete Japanese, which Endo read, and that Dr. Serkin Toto, which I'm like, I can't believe they took it from this dude. And I've also remembered that there was some point in time that Nikkei themselves basically got misinformed or got it wrong in previous occasions. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait back and see how this is going to turn out, because this news is like all over the place, and I wasn't surprised that some YouTubers or some gaming websites are completely going to say, "Oh, it's official, NX confirmed." I'm just sitting back and wait what's going to happen.
Okay, that's cool. Then, so we have joining us a little later on, Quan. I mean, hopefully your mic is sounding better this time.
I'm sorry. There's one thing that also got me pondering, that if this is going to turn out right or true, then this is going to be the first time ever that Nintendo actually stopped manufacturing their current console before we would even see even a concept or
Of the other console. No, I got
yeah.
what you're saying. Yeah. That would be a precedent to set, and I never seen them done that, so that's what I'm saying. We'll see how.
For the Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
But the Virtual Boy was a colossal failure, so.
Yeah. So, Quan, what about you? Since you just joined in. Quan? Okay.
Oh my gosh, they got the Commander-in-Chief! Sound the alarm!
Also, like if it was so called killing production this early, like hell, the Wii is still can be found here in the shores in America. They haven't ceased production in America yet for the
No,
original Wii.
I know they ceased production, but it's because they built up such a supply. Because remember, they still sold 100,000 Wii's.
100 million.
No. I'm talking about the last quarter. I'm not
Oh, the
talking.
last
Yeah,
quarter.
it's still selling. Yeah, it has a huge. Like, I mean, it's not that I don't see that I can't see it happening. I'm just saying that this would be. I mean, if they were gonna like, this was probably a leak. You know what I mean? Like,
the
if
most,
this
yeah.
is true, at a leak, and whoever leaked this information,
Somebody's losing their job.
they're gonna get visited by the We Would Like to Play guys, but it ain't gonna be for play.
Now, you know what? I have to say something too, which is funny. Why is why a company that's so irrelevant gain all these leaks from other people? Why? I don't get
Yeah,
it.
that's that's the thing. They're irrelevant. They don't matter. You know, they lost the mind share. So it doesn't count. So
I got you. So basically, I mean, like I said, Quan's in, but I can't hear him. I hope his mic is working. I know he had problems last time, and then had a bad mic. Your mic wasn't coming through good last time. At the last podcast he was on, Quan. I mean, it was Shadow Fox Infinite yesterday. Wasn't coming through good. So, but okay. So let's get back into these questions, answer them, and then, like I said,
wrap it up.
yeah. So we have, and you know, one of them, I would say, Andre, if you're listening, I'd rather you. Did you heard my explanation about the co-op for TMNT? Andre?
Yeah, I heard you.
Okay, well, okay, so I'm going, so basically, again, Shadow Hero, Brownie Takashi, I don't know why people ask for online multiplayer on Star Fox. To me, co-op story mode seems to fit better, and this Star Fox kind of has co-op multiplayer. Well, in that regard, yeah. But let me just bounce it out. You heard what I said, Andre. So, what's your thoughts? What I just said about the whole TMNT co-op and multiplayer thing? Andre?
Oh my gosh,
Everybody,
baby day out, people. It's
this is a
baby
broken
day.
cast now. Everybody's mic ain't working. Or maybe he has some stuff going on.
Yeah, the babies are taking over on his side. But hey, we got.
Look, they trying to take over, but I didn't squash that.
Okay. So, what's your thoughts on what I was just saying about the TMNT multiplayer?
Well, I mean, as far
You're
as
the game idea guy, so.
As far as I know, though, that was never an option for them, not local. I know online always was, so I'm guessing they're going to have it like a behind the back type of view.
And then third person.
Yeah, that's what I'm figuring, which is why they don't want to do local co-op, because, like you said before, that would put way too much focus on one character, and it would be hard to control the other ones on the same screen, and they don't want to do split screen, so there goes that option.
Well, they could do it, but again, remember, most of these videos are shown through cinematics, just to show you how it looks. Even the fighting, even remember, you could fight a certain way and still get the cinematic view of it. So, but he asks also, how can I make it work? And those are the ideas.
Well, like the X-Men and X-Men Legends and Marvel Ultimate Alliance did have the same isometric view. They both did.
Yeah,
that would be the way to do it, or do it like the old GameCube, Xbox, and PS2 games.
That's what I was calling for. Yeah, because the TMNT was more close, and you could see the moves, hits, or whatever. The X-Men ones were further out. You barely saw some of the action. You just know what was going on. That's most of it.
Yeah, that would be it though.
Okay, all right. Because you're the game idea guy. I was just bouncing it off of you, man. That's all.
No, I agreed with what you said. That was basically what I thought. So.
Okay. So let's go to the next one. Yao basically asks, has Nintendo ever announced to the press or anyone outside their shareholders that they're stopping production of their consoles? I don't remember Nintendo ever willingly announced they're stopping a console production.
Yeah, someone leaked something.
You think someone leaked something, Red Fox?
I think someone leaked something, or either someone leaked something, if this is true, or someone and I don't put this above anyone in the gaming media, because they do this all the time. Just like today on my lunch break, I tried to find the sales numbers for the division.
You're still trying, boy.
I tried. I really did. I tried. I went to multiple websites, and here's the funny thing. PlayStation lifecycle.net, whatever, LifeStation, whatever, lifestyle.net, IGN, GameSpot, Polygon, all of them, GameSpot, all of them. The Division, high-selling thing, according to Ubisoft. They add that at the end, and it's hidden in the text. According to Ubisoft, the only place that asked the $1 million question, or $1 billion question in this case, is just how much is that? Was Forbes, was a guy who wrote an article for Forbes. So, I mean, this is clearly someone taking something and running with it, and not really, there's no further investigation. So, please, I mean, I don't know.
Please tell me it's not a name that starts with a P.
No, I just want to know. Listen, if you're gonna say some shit like this, well, first of all, I don't care, because I have a Wii U, which means if shit gets really tight, I'll be able to sell this thing next year and get some money off of it, because it'll be rare. But I'm just saying. Whatever.
Anybody else's thoughts on that question? I mean, what about you? About that question I just brought up.
Yeah, I don't think they've ever really announced it. This seems like somebody either leaking it, in which case we'll hear about somebody getting their papers in a couple days, yeah, or someone in the media making up bullshit as always. And
I'm still. No, hold on. I have another thought. Okay. I have another thought that could genuinely be the situation.
What is it?
There could be someone who was in the past accurate, but they have no information at this point in time. So they thought up something and said, "This seems plausible. I can tell people this; they'll believe it." And they did that, and they got some money for it, and everybody was running with it.
Yeah, well, that Dr. Saito person, again, I can't pronounce his name, whatever he is, but he's done that too in the past. So you're right, that could happen.
I mean, coincide with the whole shortage in the Japanese market. Yeah, someone might pull this off.
Yeah, because when you go to IGN, as you saw in the beginning of the video, it says translated by that guy. It didn't say, "Oh, again." I brought this up on Red's podcast. This is the part that kills me. If you're gaming media, if you're a journalist that have integrity, you're gonna spend the money to get the true facts. Stop trying to live off other people's bullcrap. Because if I want the NPD numbers, I'll spend the money to find out the true numbers behind the numbers. If I'm gonna cover Nintendo, why don't you freaking guys you had two people on your NVC Nintendo voice chat. You had a last Friday that does interpretation and localization. Why don't you hire one of those people to be your inside source for Nikkei and everything else, IGN?
Thank you.
Instead of waiting for somebody else across the pond that don't know what the. See, that's what as Red said. That's why the integrity is not so good in the gaming media. That's why I don't.
Yeah, I just don't trust it. I'm sorry. I don't trust any of this. I don't trust anyone. Until I see Nintendo pop up and talk about it, I'm not trusting it. So
no, I got it. It's just but it's just that's the point we put together. That if you're in a business to report facts, why not just go out and do? And it's not like it's hard to find a translator to work full time for you, IGN. Come on.
No, well, you cultivate sources. You actually, you don't just put hearsay. You put, you say, well, I believe this, but until we have confirmation, this is just an opinion, or my thoughts on it. But that doesn't get you clicks. That doesn't get you ad revenue. So a lot of people do,
Red, again, I know that, but again, you see all the personalities they have at IGN. You telling me you can't hire one person who could speak Japanese?
No. That's effort, dude. That makes sense. That's good business sense. I don't know. Look, man. Look. You're giving way too much credit to these people.
Who's giving credit? I'm just saying it's common sense. Who said anything about giving them credit?
I mean, let me put it this way, okay? I do not speak Japanese, and I don't even read Japanese. But when I go to Japan, I get a translator. There's a guy I pay. Well, he's a friend of mine. Like I
know the story.
I give the dude money, and the dude translates for me. I mean, that's how it works. If you don't speak the language, now when I go to Spanish-speaking countries, I'm in better shape because I'm not as adept with it, but I can read Spanish very well. So after about 2 or 3 days, it starts to click for me again. I'm okay, but whatever. They get on my nerves with that. They get on my nerves with that. It's a whole bunch of BS. What it is.
Yeah. Well, to answer your question, yes, and I think Oz and everyone basically said Nintendo has never announced that ever, so this is kind of weird for them to say that. And again, the only reason I'll put a stipulation to it, and I said it in my video, is because of who's head right now. Because Kimishima is more of a money man than a game designer, so it can fall to him saying that kind of stuff. So again, to try to start the slate new and let's do a revamp it over. So, Anderson, you joined us late. I mean, any thoughts you want to add into it? Because I know sometimes you don't talk too much, but I want to give you a voice to if you have to say anything about this latest development. Double A. What's going on, man? What is this?
Anderson, are you there?
What is this? Everybody's mic just goes down when I ask. Good God. This is the broken cast. That's what I should name with this crap.
So this cast is broken. This cast is broken in some of the games in Gen.
Wow.
It gotta be. All
This
right.
cast is meta.
I think it's a little less broken than that.
Okay, if Anderson's not there, Quan Manchu, are you there?
Quan's still off. All right, let's get back to the questions, guys. So, basically, this is basically a personal question. I gotta finish it off. Josh S. He's basically asked a question about they actually flat out debunk Nikki in the past, which I just told you about. Yeah, like I said, it depends on who's writing it. That's why I'm being suspicious on the thing. Depends on who writing it. This person writing it, I have more credence for. He was asking this question also. Josh has asked the code name. Look, the Famicom 7 is a code name before they give the official, after the prototypes has been set. That's why I said it. Like when the Famicom came out, that's what its name, and that's what we went with. They called the Super Nintendo Famicom 2 until they forgot what was going on. Everybody knows the Revolution. Before the Revolution was the name. When they figured out what they're gonna do with the console, it was basically the Famicom 5. And the same thing with Project Cafe, it was Famicom 6. So that's the when the Famicom 7, the Famicom whatever number is the pre-thing when they're doing all the different prototypes just to get things going. And then when they get to the official, okay, this is the chipset, this is the hard drive, this is the controller, this is everything, let's mass produce this and then go with that and still set up dev kits and everything. Then they give it the project name, and then they give you the official name. So that's how it does that. Again, and then you ask a question about a home console, nobody knows. I'm not even that. And then I saw the Chill H, like, what? Okay, there is one, but I don't know if they're going to put it on the Wii U or the quarter to the next console. There is a Sunshine HD because they were working on Sunshine. They were working on Sunshine over there when I was in Japan. So, breaking news, people, breaking news. I said
that won't get. That won't get you enough clicks, though. You gotta talk about NX is the best 2 letters in existence.
I know, right? I know.
Back on NX again, huh? Good grief! Will the story
Okay, now
never
everybody's
die?
talking now. Okay, hold up. Okay, Quan, what's your thoughts?
On the NX situation about them sitting up here and like stopping production of the Wii U, is that
Yes,
it?
sir. That's what we're
My
talking about.
thoughts are this: if it's true, Nintendo, quite honestly, they're killing the Wii U before its time. I think it hasn't seen its stride yet, to be honest with you. But you know what? If that's the business decision they want to make in order to have, full production strength backing behind the NX, so be it. You know what I'm saying? If that's their methodology for doing that, go for it. But the thing is, I personally think that the Wii U still has some life left in it.
Okay.
Oh, well, I'm pretty sure all of us think it has life left in it, but we're not
But
the ones in
because they
control
got
of
games
it.
coming out for it still, so
Yeah, we're not shareholders, so
yeah.
I own some stock.
Anderson, is your mic working now, Anderson? Okay, you break through just as Quan broke through. Okay, well, okay, on to the next question then. Fruity Puncher, did you guys hear that the fan translation of Fire and Freights is calling quits? Possibly, I'm glad for two reasons. One, those people can move on with their lives, true. And two, the game is left alone. Your thoughts on the matter, guys?
Well, I would say personally, I'm a little bit disappointed because I wanted to see what the full-on translations are, but I can understand that they've got like 3 games plus stuff to kind of translate, and that could be a lot. That could be really taxing on somebody. But
And
I also know that
also, he was kind of vocal, so a lot of people was asking, keep on bugging the hell out of him.
yeah, and that's another thing. Like once you get popular with something, people bug the hell out of you. So it calling it quits on it is like, hey, I need a rest.
That's the price of being famous.
I think AA was trying to cut through a little bit there.
Yeah. His laptop he says something's wrong with his laptop.
Oh, that's not cool.
Yeah, but
it
what you
sounds
saying?
like a short.
Kinda, yeah. What were you saying, Triple M?
Yeah, all I say that that's the price for being famous.
Yeah. I mean, if he was quiet about it and got a few people together and then did it and finished it and then said something, he would have been better off. But because he blew his load too quick.
He couldn't control it. He didn't have very good control.
He couldn't hold it back.
That's sad. That's it.
Oh Lord.
He had premature ejection.
This is a cool podcast. You ain't even on a random talk where this could get even more raunchy and crazier.
No, I just said he had premature ejection.
Yeah. Euphemisms aside now.
Oh Lord.
Well, no, I mean I understand the situation though, because way back when before Alvin Earthworm revived the Super Mario Brothers Z project that he was doing, way back, he was constantly being asked questions about things, and I was one of those people. And unfortunately, I made a prediction about one of his episodes, like right before he put it out, about Sonic the Hedgehog getting the Fire Flower as part of his animation, and he literally had to post the picture and the sprite and stuff because I brought that up before anybody else did.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh! You
So you're the reason. So you're the reason that got.
I'm probably one of the reasons because my guesses were more accurate to what he was doing. Though I wasn't pestering the hell out of him. I just like, this would be cool for your animation, and then he was like, this motherfucker. Like, why did this dude have to come to my DeviantArt page and say something? Now I gotta post this so people don't think I stole it from him. And I wasn't thinking that. I was just like, this would be cool because you've got this whole world set up. It would be interesting to do this. And
I'll tell you this much: Sonic could use being in a good game now.
Well, if Sega would get their head out their butts and use that modding community, they would probably have plenty of good Sonic games. Or like the fans that made really good games that they shut down, that would be pretty good too.
Yeah.
At this point, anything that's decent, like any mid-tier game that's decent, would do well for Sonic right now.
Here's the thing: Sega and Capcom have 2 characters that are blue that are very popular, but they haven't made very good games for as of late. But they have these awesome modding and fan game communities that they could pluck from and be like, oh, that's a good project. Let's throw our name behind that and get them to work on it. Give them a small team. Let them put this thing together, and we can sell it.
I mean, Valve did that with a certain game called Navicular Drop, and it became
Portal.
Yeah. Well, they did the same thing with. Well,
They
Capcom
did
did
the same
the
thing
same
with Counter
thing.
Strike.
Well, what I was about to say is that Capcom did the same thing with that Ryu, that Street Fighter Cross
Mega
They
Man.
didn't sell it.
Mega Man.
They didn't.
They didn't sell it; it was free. But that basically
They just said, okay, this is a fan project that we support, but they didn't say, okay, this is a fan project we support. Let's pick it up and make money off of it.
They should have done that.
Yeah, but like that would have
Like give those people a cut. It would have been great. But,
yes.
you
Oh,
know.
like give the developers, give them like a 30% cut because they obviously put a lot of work into it, but you own the IP.
Yeah.
I'm not a businessman though, but I mean that just makes common sense to me.
I got you.
It's
All right, that's
simple.
Let's go to the next one.
Black Mesa.
Oh, I remember Black Mesa.
Anderson brought it up.
Yeah, no, I saw it in the chat. That's why I remember that.
Will they ever get Zen finished? That's what I want to know.
Will
Let's
we
hope
ever
so.
get Half-Life 3?
Nope. You'll get Half-Life 2.29.
Well, yeah, we get Kingdom Hearts 3, or it's gonna be a Kingdom Hearts 2.92.
Look, man, I don't care about Kingdom Hearts. If the franchise never gets a 3, I'll be okay with it. But Half-Life,
It is getting a 3. That's the thing.
Half-Life, though, I'm a little.
Don't be that negative. All right, so let's go to the next. Let's go to the next question, people, please.
I mean, Half-Life's been around longer and still ain't got its third.
Yeah.
True. We got a game on PlayStation that's been in concept mode. I've never been a game yet.
Oh, you talk about The Last Guardian?
You think?
I have a feeling that game's gonna get Duke Nukemed.
Dude, not for nothing, they really seriously want to make that sucker the last Guardian.
Like it seems like they're waiting on that to like be their final game for some reason. Like once we know we're shutting down, this is the last game you guys will ever play from us.
Well, you know, every game that studio produced was a financial failure for Sony. So people love them, critical acclaim, but the games didn't sell enough for them to make their money back. So Sony's like, okay, we're gonna skeet this out of there, and then when it fails, we're gonna shut this studio down.
Man, I'm not going to be surprised that the advertisement is going to be The Last Guardian awaits.
Well, if it's that, we know it's not coming.
All right, let's go to our third-party publishers aware that their budgets are growing out of control. Do they have any knowledge that their out-of-control budget could potentially cripple their respective companies in the future?
I have one answer to that.
Go ahead.
EHQ.
You ain't gotta say THQ. You ain't gotta say THQ on me. There you go. You don't gotta say
Acclaim.
Midway.
LJN.
Ooh.
Evolution Studios.
Oh, Lord. 38
Atari.
Studios.
Atari.
No.
Every studio that touches EA that became the 11 studios they shut down in 10 years.
That's why they got
Bullfrog, anyone?
I've said this before. EA has STDs. And, if they
got
touch,
me fearing for BioWare, I swear.
yeah, I mean, basically, if there was something you loved and thought was awesome, and EA gets their
EA
hands
got
on
their
it,
hands on it. It died.
it dies. It dies a horrible death.
It's screaming, yelling at the top of its lungs, and just it ain't
Hence
pretty.
EA STDs.
But
It burns.
Again, this is not even a random talk. This is not even a random talk. Good grief. Anyway, to your
Sorry,
question,
I had to make the joke go.
I got you. To your question, Footy Puncher. I mean, that's why a lot of these, as everybody just brought up, even including me, brought up all the failed companies. They're trying so hard to please the gamers.
Too hard,
spending all this money, and then the same people who argues we want this, they don't go out and buy it, and that's where the fail comes at. And we talked about that on Red's Park BS Busters Sunday, when we talk about Tomb Raider and whatever. I mean, basically we answer the question. Just like Andrea said, put out smaller games with the IPs you have. If you budget it small, if you make if you put $1 million into a Mega Man game for the 3DS or PlayStation Vita or whatever, I guarantee you, it ain't gonna need. He ain't gonna need a million to sell to make financial profit, or 500, or 100,000 in most cases. It'll be a profit. It would be profit, but again.
Speaking on that, and we are a few weeks out from it, but on April 9th, I promise you, if you check my channel, I have the best idea for a Mega Man game that nobody's thinking of.
Okay,
and it will be there on my channel on April 9th.
We'll see. We will see.
And it wouldn't cost Capcom much to do it.
Got you. So
you've piqued my interest because I'm a Mega Man fan.
Well, I'm sorry. Mega Man's like been in my blood since I was like 2 years old. So
I got you. So let's go into the next question. Basically, this is Yin Yao saying, is a deletion of the truth a sign that they are unable to take in the truth? Basically.
She must be talking about how they.
I know.
I have an answer to that.
Go ahead.
That might explain things a little bit for people. What people perceive as the truth is what they see from their own perspective. Mm-hmm. So what you might be saying might actually factually be the truth. But for those people, it isn't the truth to them, because that is not what they see. That's not what they're noticing. Unfortunately, it's hard to get people to change their mindset on something when they feel that something that they see is utterly, undoubtedly true. Even if you can show them the contrary, it is hard to change their minds.
Oh, we know that. We know that from our friend. When I'm the only person in my debate that I showed a screen share while he didn't show nothing.
But that's the thing. There's the truth that you see, and then there is the truth that is absolute. And not everyone wants the truth that is absolute. They want the truth that they see.
Yeah, I know, because it's funny. You be on the train tracks, and you're on the train track. Man, there's a train coming. Get off the tracks. That's not a train. You see the light coming.
It's truth, yeah.
You see the light coming. Something's going on. That's not a train. You hear the horns. That's not a train. Until a train hits you, you be like, oh, that was a train.
It's kind of like when I was in school and I took logic. They taught me.
That's not taught in schools anymore, by the way.
Well, I went to private school, so
that needs to be required. That needs to be like a required, like high school.
They're old school like that. But the thing that they taught me is that the truth is immutable. Okay, it is what it is, and you can't. It's not like, well, that's your truth. No, shut up. There's no such thing as that's your truth. There's the truth, and that's it. Like, now, what the truth is? That's the difficult. There's the conundrum, you see.
Mm-hmm. Basically, see, Foodie Punch, you put EA is the Unicron.
Don't give him that much credit.
Nah, man, Orson Welles is Unicron. Orson Welles is the
Don't
man.
give him that much credit. I mean, Unicron at least grew.
No, EA is an STD. And if you're a studio and you join up with EA, you get EA-itis. And be careful, because it's bad.
Yeah, it's weird like that. Let's see. Go to the next question here. Oops. Dang, because there's so much questions freaking coming in. I'm trying to. Now my computer's trying to catch up to it. All these questions. All right. So we have. I know Anderson's mic was basically
on the fritz.
Yeah. Is on the fritz still, Mike Anderson?
Seems like it.
That's your question. That's your answer.
Yeah. No, because he unmuted himself, and that's why I saw that. But okay. All right. Well, I mean, you asked basically, whenever I'm wrestling, can you help me? Oh yeah, no problem. Sorry about that. That's a personal question. Basically, he asked me to help him with an essay on Metroid series. So I'll see what clear something for you, man. Cause let's see to help you out with that. Let me see. Next question here is from Renegade Zero. Oh, He said, "Damn, I keep missing these podcasts. I just can't stop playing Splatoon online." That's
I
what everybody.
mean,
Oh
no,
my
not
God.
not everybody, not everybody.
No,
Now.
we know you, so we ain't gonna. We ain't counting you. We ain't counting you. But he asked them, "Do you guys think?" Oh wow! Do you guys think that NX may turn into a love hotel?
Oh,
If so, what kind of slogan would Nintendo use to bring in the?
Ooh, the perfect slogan. How will you play next?
Where's the Nintendo Triple X?
How will you play next? Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
No, it should be what will you play with next?
No, it will be called Let's Play Together.
No, too simple. Too
No,
simple.
it's gonna be like let's play with you.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh my
No, it's
God.
gonna be Let's Play and then dot together.
We already got a console. I mean, think about it. If you think about the shortened, word of shortened version of such derogatory terms, Wii U.
We got you.
The NXXX.
I mean, like I
Hey
said,
man, go ahead and get them NX condoms.
just like the Conquer condoms.
You know what though? I would, as odd as it sounds, I would love if they did something like that for E3. I was about to say ED. All because you said that earlier, it somehow lingered in my mind. But for E3, if they did something like they did with Conker's Bad Fur Day for this console launch, just for like the people that are there, not for the launch, but this console announcement for the people that are there, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, they could have different brands. They could have like the camouflage condom, and it'll say on the thing, so she'll never catch you coming.
What the?
Wow.
Wow, that's right.
Hey, it'd be like, hey girl, let me up in your Miiverse.
What is this? Please.
Hey,
This is not random talk,
blame Renegade Zero. It's his fault for asking the question.
Yeah, that's what I say. That's
Yeah,
what
man. Look, ask a stupid question, get a stupid answer.
Yeah.
Or a profound answer in a stupid method.
Either way, it's gonna be a little weird.
It's gonna be weird and funny,
Yep.
especially when I'm around.
oh man, I would say the Nintendo Extreme, but
Extreme.
exposure.
That's gonna give a new meaning to the word exposed. Exposed.
Since I have
Nintendo exposed.
Since I gotta give him a shout. Like I say, he's the first time here. And this question, basically, since you wanted the Zelda, Oz, this next question I'm gonna pass on to you. Okay.
All right.
This is from Josh. Is it true that Hyrule Warrior Legends runs poorly on the regular 3DS? You think that he basically asking, do you think that's gonna be the reason why people have to go to the next because of Nintendo's stupid naming? I gotta give it that they do name stuff stupid. The new 3DS.
New 3DS.
But I don't think that's a stupid name. I mean, it's the new 3DS. Shit. I mean,
for the first time, I might.
No. Let's be honest. It's not a stupid name, but they could have done a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, they could have done a better name, but that's exactly what it is. It's the new 3DS.
They could have called it 3DS XI, or they could have called it 3DS Plus.
That would have been better.
Or even 3DSi.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I because it's already got the camera, and the DSi was called the DSi because of the camera.
Super 3DS Alpha Plus Omega Edition.
Okay, again,
what do you think this is? Capcom?
Exactly.
What's wrong with you, man?
Okay, but you guys, clean out. What were you saying, Oz? I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I'm not sure if it runs poorly on the old 3DS. I don't have the game yet. But from what I understand, I don't think the 3D functionality will work on the old 3DS. I think to get 3D, you have to play it on the new 3DS. Now, I can check that once I get the game because I have 4 3DSs. So.
Dang.
Well,
damn, man, you're embarrassing me.
He got one more than me.
I got 3 of the 4 Zelda-themed ones, and then my wife has just the purple regular one. So.
There
I
you
can
go.
try it on her 3DS and see.
I thought I was balling with 3, but damn.
See, I got the.
Oh my gosh, Anderson, you're right. The Nintendo 3 Deluxe.
That would have worked.
That would have worked. You're right. And but like, I mean, you see his mon. You see basically his icon. He got 3 Zeldas. Come on, he got.
Oh shit!
He had to get it. He had
I'm
to
sorry. An
What?
update. This is off topic, but how many of you guys have heard of the Giana sisters, Twisted Dreams?
Yeah,
I heard.
I have.
Yeah.
If you're looking for that game, you may want to hop on the Toys R Us website. They got all Nintendo stuff. Buy one get one 40% off.
Cool.
And that game is
Physical,
one of them.
physical versions.
Physical versions, yeah.
Okay, there you go. There's the latest report from Dr. Feelgood.
And also, it seems they're letting you pre-order Devil's Third.
Oh, you can still get it on Amazon.
So, in case, for 90% of people that don't have it,
Hold on, how are you pre-ordering?
No,
What, isn't it already out?
well, the stock was very limited.
No, it depends on you could get it still on Amazon. It's still on Amazon.com. You could buy Devil's Third there, but if they're pre-ordering it they're trying to get a next stock in to sell out.
I mean, I guess I can understand, but it shouldn't be called a pre-order at that point.
Yeah, first come, first serve. Basically, that's basically what it is. First come, first serve. That's basically what it is. You're right. So, and I'm guessing you already basically Hyrule Warriors Legends. Are you getting that game?
Yeah, day one.
Day one. I figured. Have you?
Zelda
How far?
stuff I have to.
How far have you gotten?
I do have a question regarding that, because I have Hyrule Warriors for the Wii U, of course. I haven't played it in a while, but I do love that game. If I don't buy the 3DS version, will I still get the extra content, or I have to get the 3DS
Some.
version?
You don't get all
Some
of
of
it.
it
You
you will.
get
You're gonna get some of the new content, yeah, like the characters.
You go buy the characters.
You can buy 'em.
Yeah.
Also, I have to buy them, though.
Yeah.
Just like you did with the others, like you had to buy to get if you wanted to get Lana and Young Link and all the other.
I mean, but that DLC, package back then was super cheap, to be honest.
Yeah, they're doing
Oh.
another season pass for the Wii U version also.
Yeah. So I mean, basically go and check it out, Doc. I know how you are, but check it out and see if it's worth your purchasing money, sir. But here's the thing that killed me though. When that got showed off, this Anderson says $10 for the Wii U.
Yeah, the other season pass.
Which is not bad. No, but
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll pick it up. I'll get it.
Oh.
and then so
It's a lot better than paying $50 for characters in Smash Brothers.
yeah, that's you. Anyway,
Smash is a bit different though, because never mind. I'll stop right there.
yeah,
I have to worry about explaining it.
Doc knows the reason he just want to be who he is, and that's what it is. That's him. That's his money. He do what he want to do with his money. I always said that. It's cool. It's cool. But I was gonna say the reason I asked that question, not only that because, like I said, I kind of when everybody's like said, oh, they're gonna be characters for before they even announced that you could swap the characters. I said they're gonna be basically if you go back to my Google Plus, I said they're gonna be a season pass to get those characters on the Wii U. But again, people don't no. Again, maybe I'm the wrong person to give out predictions. I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, a lot of people, if you got the game, if you buy the game, you can get it. You can get most of the stuff transferred over, and that's basically what we do. I mean, me and my sister, we're gonna get one of the game, and then just have to switch over to the Wii U version. So we're gonna do that.
I've got a quick question.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard about Nintendo apparently halting Wii U productions at the end of the year?
Man,
You're joking, right?
We spent like an hour and a half talking about it before you got here, man.
Yeah, he's just trolling.
Seeing on Google Plus, everybody's freaking out because this means the NX is coming. Oh.
Look, the only people who are freaking out are people who care. I mean, why do you care about this irrelevant company anyway? They're irrelevant. Why do you care?
That's the one thing I kind of get curious about. Instead of saying that Nintendo's irrelevant because they still follow Nintendo, why not just say that the Wii U is irrelevant to them and then not worry about that?
No, I just saw the article. I was like, this sounds like another dumb rumor, so I'm not gonna read it.
Well, I mean, whenever you get a chance, Kenochi, listen to the beginning of this podcast I just have. I explain that more better. That's the best way I could tell you. All right.
All right.
Let me
Oh,
see.
I have one more quick question.
Mhm.
Apparently, people are complaining about Quantum Break being 720p.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Again,
Another
uh,
game being downgraded.
It's like
I honestly
people
don't
have to
care if
accept, these people have to accept that these consoles are what they are, and just enjoy the game. I don't know why
I would
they.
say honestly I don't care if that 720p means that the game is running smooth. I'm all
Yeah,
for it.
and here's the thing, though. But again, that shows, like Andre brought up, and I brought up at the beginning of the podcast. If this is what they're gonna do to get these games trying to run now, you think that the PS4 4K blah 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 is gonna work? Hell no, that would be the death note of the PlayStation
Yeah,
right there.
I'm gonna
They'll
say
get
it right
4K,
now, y'all.
but you'll
If
get
you
like
guys
10 frames.
if you guys want 1080p, if you guys want 1080p on your for these games, just wait until Sony comes out with the PS4.5 and Xbox with the Xbox 1.5. You guys totally they'll be playing smooth. You'll get 4K textures. It's gonna be great, really. And while you buy those, I also have some moon rocks to sell you. No, these are not rocks that I found in my backyard rock garden. These are moon rocks. Trust me. I'm a doctor, and yes, really, you can go look. You can go look. I didn't print this. I didn't print this diploma out on my laser printer. I'm like that. I'm like that doctor and that gynecologist in Florida who named Dr. Love.
Bruh. Hey,
Dr.
bruh.
McLovin.
Your degree's still dripping, bruh.
Seriously. I'm totally gonna sell. Look, seriously, really, believe me. I seriously have your best interest at heart. Please.
His name's Dr. McLovin, and no, he doesn't have a rainbow on his. On his certificate.
All right.
Hey man, don't
Let's bring this back in.
All I can say to this company is, guys, stop bullshitting us.
No, hold on though. Why is it that people are so happy about this possibility, but then everybody got mad about the new 3DS?
Why is everybody so mad about these consoles being obsolete within the first 2 to 3 years? Or why isn't everybody as mad about these consoles being obsolete 2 to 3 years, but everybody was looking at Nintendo and thinking, oh, well, they're just a failure. They're coming out with an NX. How come they're not saying that about the Xbox One and PlayStation 4? Why are they cheering? These consoles have been out a year less, and they're talking about upgrading the graphics and whatnot. You might as well just make a new console.
That's the whole point.
Well, that's what they're going to spend to do it. And if they do that, I mean, Sony's going to lose billions of dollars, and Microsoft they can't afford to lose billions. No. Sony's already losing money. But.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Look, I said it in the podcast, but I'll reiterate it quickly. They're not gonna lose money because they made the console. They're gonna lose money because the developers can't make the games for the console. That's going to be the problem.
I think it's going to be both because, I mean, we all know it takes billions of dollars because, I mean, Sega did the same thing. 32X, they spent console development money for to make the 32X, even though technically it was an add-on. Same thing with Sega CD. And then they said F it, and they went with the Saturn, and that failed for them, except in Japan, where they had Sega Tai Senshiro, which really helped sell that thing.
It seems like Sony's making a dual mistake by creating their Virtual Boy and creating an add-on for their console.
Well, like I said, if they want to go the ring of the dodo, and Sony's the only company I really don't want to leave the industry because they were the one that kept Nintendo on the bar. Well, we'll see what happens. If you do, as Red said, you make stupid decisions. You play stupid game, win a stupid prize. That's all it is.
This happens every time with Sony. They get a little bit of success and then they get arrogant and stupid.
Yep.
Yeah, you call it.
I wouldn't say arrogant and stupid. They just become extremely complacent.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like it was said before, they could have just done the VR as PlayStation 5.
Yes.
And that would have made more sense because then they could rake in whatever they get from the PS4, and they could put all that money towards that.
I mean,
I
the thing has its own. The thing has its own processor, it has its own processing box, so it's just kind
Well,
of.
it kind of has to have its own processor, otherwise it would be sapping a lot of the resources from the PS4, which would downgrade all the games.
It has to have its own processor, but also
Or
we need to see what the connection is, because only Nintendo right now have the best connection with the gamepad and the Wii U. Because if you listen, and the best example, of course, if you have the gamepad on, and Shadow Fox explained this, but I know I said this before he said it. You know, not saying that he didn't say, but you know, what I mean, like the main display and audio goes to the gamepad before it goes to the TV.
I don't know. This thing could possibly be just duct tape to.
And also, maybe if they waited, if they waited 2 years until that next generation would have started, VR could be a lot cheaper than what they're selling it.
Maybe they should have poured more money in that studio they just shut down to make better games rather than.
No.
that.
Yeah, the evolution is gone. It is what it is. All right. What the? What? This is not random talks with these questions. What the hell? Jeez Louise. Yeah, the people talk about people now actually managed to complete everything in Hyrule Warriors up to the point in October from November and afterwards. I haven't returned back to the game, but I'm looking forward to Hyrule Warriors. Please save me from the Hyrulean marijuana. And then, of course, you got Renegade Zero saying about, hey, I'm sorry for this sound like a stupid question, but I'm just trying, not trying to be funny, but also on a side note, is Splatoon online? I hate chargers. Well, hell, we got one you got a freaking Lord Dynamo that people hate.
Hey, keep my name out of this, man.
What? We know what you've done. Like I said, you know what? I have to say this. I have to come back, get back into Splatoon 100%, and go back against you again, because we need to clear up our situation. That's what we need to do. Everybody else feared Dr. Feelgood. I didn't fear him when I was at it, because I called him Lord Seabreeze at the time. What happened? But
hold on. I don't fear the Dynamo.
Oh, okay. Here you go, Doc. Somebody stepping up to the plate and he ain't afraid of you. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, you have to fear it. I mean, you can't fear anything when you're dead.
Listen, I will admit I have been splatted by Lord Dynamo, but I've also splatted his ass a few times myself and his wife. So, look, I ain't afraid of that shit.
But I've seen his videos. He has the higher kill ratios over you. I don't know about Andre.
No, I know he's kicked my ass, but look, it doesn't matter. Look, as long as my team wins, that's all that matters. Look, he sacrificed me, but we won, so.
You know what? I'm gonna take all you bitches on tonight.
Doc, well, here's the thing, Doc. Here's the thing. I'm too busy playing Mario Maker.
I'm gonna hide here, make me some Mario levels. You can do that. We can do this later.
Oh, you know what though? You don't count anyway, because every time you even see me, you super jump back to base.
And he has the video to prove it. That's the sad part. He has the video to prove it. Oh man. Anyway, let me see that.
This is an interesting question from Fruit Puncher.
Yeah, I got that, but I got other. You see, the one thing about me is that everybody bombards me from all over the places. Right now, I'm back on the YouTube page where I got a bunch of questions. So that's what I say. Sometimes some people don't understand how to get to the question. So the question app. So he said Dr. Feelgood just gave Highwood HWE you. Oh. Dude, you ain't gonna. Basically, Josh asked you, Dr. Feelgood, which I don't think you understand that the other Wii U is for your wife. He asked, why you have two Wii U's? Just give the other one to him.
Well, basically, I had planned on getting an Xbox One, and I still plan on getting one. But when they had that Splat Smash bundle, back this holiday for $250. I mean, I just couldn't pass that shit up. And
No, no.
and,
The real reason is he wanted to play Splatoon online, but his wife was taking the game from him.
no, actually, that's halfway true. We could never play together because you can't play since the game requires a gamepad, and the Wii doesn't support 2 gamepads yet. You need 2 different systems. So that was his nail in the coffin. I got it. So now we can play together and we can splat you bitches together.
See, it's love is
A
splatting.
couple that splat together stays together.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so dirty.
That should be the next slogan.
Hey, you can't argue that one. Hey,
But you know what? I just thought about something while I had to change my daughter's diaper about PS4 VR, and don't correlate those 2 things.
Hold on. Hey, as I always call it, the BS4.
Do not correlate those 2 things. It just happened to me at that moment, unfortunately.
oh Lord. Go ahead.
But if they would have waited to do, like I said, to do this as a PS5 thing and make it that console's thing, they could have gone the route of like, okay, we'll make this uber powerful console to sell everybody's bench pressing needs because that's what they want, and we could make this box utilize like 3 or 4 of these things and have people be able to play together locally and have their own 3D view of the world of the game.
Yeah, me and Red talked about how when peripherals will sell at the launch of the games, how it becomes, even if they don't think it's still a success, but after the initial launch, it always falls off. The only thing that did that and became a success was the Wii U Fit board. That was the only peripheral that did that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they made it the thing, like if they did it, they waited until the next console and made it the thing with that console.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. Yeah,
they could do it because then you could viably sell a few. You could have one with the console.
Yeah.
And then you could sell additional headset units separately, and people would actually buy them.
Yep. That's what I mean. Like I said, me and Red said that it is true. Josh,
because they would know it would be supported. The companies would know it would be supported, so they buy it. People would buy it.
Well, like I said, but it depends on the gamers. Again, it goes back to the gamers because remember, the Kinect was a part of it, and gamers whined about it, and they took it out.
Yeah, that's true. Even though Super Monkey Ball with the Kinect would have been awesome.
The 2 reasons why gamers actually
bitch.
It said that I noticed Dr. Feelgood slipped out the internet.
Perfect timing.
Oh my God! That's why I like Double A in the house. Double A's in the house this time. Go ahead, Go ahead, Triple M.
The only 2 reasons why gamers scoffed away the Kinect was because, 1, it wasn't working entirely properly. 2, the whole NSA news just blew out of proportion.
No, that is not it. That last part. No.
Look, I'm gonna tell you
they wanted cheaper, and they didn't want to be moving around.
No, people shut that down before the NSA thing came.
That's what I say. That's why I said that. No, that's what it is. The IR page, the internal pages were because people bitched about they wanted console cheaper than the PlayStation, and 2 because
they didn't want to have to get up and move for some reason.
Yes, exactly.
Wait, but don't you have to get up and move to go to the refrigerator to get food and stuff? You got to get up and move to do something.
Look, you're right. You're right. But you also have to keep this in mind, right? Is that, like, Microsoft doubled down on a peripheral that no one wanted. Like, the Xbox fans who had of the 360 who had a Kinect, they used that thing maybe once or twice and they shoved it in a closet.
Yeah, but the reason the reason why the Xbox and everything, and look, the Wii U was a casual. I mean, again, I hate using that word, but let's just keep it small. The Wii U was a casual console of the last gen that perpetuated more things. So when the Move came out, that kind of helped sales, even though it was a failed peripheral, and it connected the exact same thing. So right now, if you see Xbox double down, as you said, Ray, back to the console owners instead of trying to get new audience.
Yep.
That's what killed them.
And it failed miserably because, I mean, I hate to say this, but you need to, if you're someone like Microsoft, you need to appeal to your core first and then you spread out to the casuals. Instead, they try, and plus the Connect raised the price way too damn much.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
that was the point. But the thing about it too with the Connect was they lost their ass on that because remember it's just not a peripheral that's just a simple. You have to program stuff in it. Cause remember they had the whole thing of Xbox Talk, Xbox Record, all that
Yep.
stuff was all that stuff was inside of the box itself that they lost money on doing that R&D for. So, but that's just that. So let me see. Try to go to this quickly. Let's see. How is Rave Race? Maybe people. I didn't play this game, so maybe because I played the one for 64, and I don't think that's it. People. Josh just asked anybody who played this. How was Rave Race Blue Storm? Is it worth picking up since he might go pick up the game? Anybody played Rave Race Blue Storm?
I haven't.
never heard of it.
That was the second. That was the second one.
Race for
I've
GameCube.
never played. Yeah,
That's the one for
GameCube
GameCube.
one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Oh,
have.
you mean Wave? Oh, yeah. It's not as good as the first one.
Okay.
No,
I'm
but it
gonna
has a
keep it
smart
real.
aleck announcer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I did
you
remember
can-
that.
Yeah, you can unlock.
Alexa.
Yeah, it's really insane.
Yeah, that one was funny. The smart aleck announcer was crazy. I remember that one. But yeah, I never played the one for the GameCube. I played the one for the 64. That's what I played.
Depends on how much it costs. That's the thing.
He said $10.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't
you
think
go
it would be a bad pickup at that price.
Okay, well there you go, John. As they say, not a bad pickup at that price.
I mean, but I would say caution going in. Don't if you've played the 64 one, do not expect it to be like that.
Yeah, basically Doc just left out. Renegade Zero said, on a side note, the Dino Rotos are incredible annoying. Just saying, but they are they're kind of fun to kill and murder over and over and again, which would be Doc, but he's out of it.
Murder, she wrote. Murder, she wrote.
One day that thing is gonna get neutered, and then people
Well,
will feel fine.
on that note, there was a comment on Google Plus about the Dynamos, and somebody didn't like them, and I don't remember who shared it, but I remember saying well, I found a way to deal with Dynamos, and I've only played the game for like 2 or 3 days.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I'm like, and he said, well, you think I'm a bad player? I'm like, well, if I'm the one that's not complaining about it, and I'm finding a way to beat the people who spam the usage of flinging paint with the dynamos, maybe it's not that you're not even saying that they're a bad player, but maybe they're not thinking about how to deal with them. They're just annoyed at the fact that people have it.
Probably.
Okay.
Just stick to Splattershot Junior with the shield.
Yeah. Andre basically Brown Takashi said that he said accept my invite, damn it, LOL. So anyway, I'll ask this question right here, and it's mostly I think I'm the one who can answer this question the best, which is the question I think that Triple was talking about.
Exactly.
If Xenoblade Chronicles sold at least 300 copies, then would it be possible that the game's development would cost would reach break even at the point of reaching 300K? Also, if Splatoon sold 500K, would it break even for its development cost at 500 copies sold? The answer would be yes.
Hold on,
But-
no. I don't think Splatoon was more money to make than Xenoblade.
No. He was.
But he's just using that as an example.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
he's trying to say it, but to see what happened is when you make. I mean, this is the business side. I think Red knows about it, but this is the business side. I mean, you make the game. Like I said, if it takes. Damn, we did this so long ago.
Budget the game.
No, we did it so long ago. It was Dr. Fugel was in here when we talked about when Destiny came out that they need to sell. Where was it again? They needed to sell 11 million to break even. Wow, when we compared it to Mario Kart Wii, that all they needed was 500,000 and they sold 37 million. That just destroys. That's the budget, yeah, but that's how it works. And Xenoblade Chronicles, like again, people. I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles is doing, even though it's a niche title, it did very well. Cause when it got released in America, when it came to the West, it sold 443,000 that first week. while it already had while Japan already had like at the sales coming up 200,000. So they already basically done broke even and start making profits right now. Xenoblade Chronicle X. And that's why they basically gonna start working on it in the next. If everybody knows the rumors and stuff, and I don't doubt that one. That they already started working on the next game.
Well, it seems like it's very appropriate to bring up this meme. It prints money.
Yeah, but they are, like I said, they're on their way to 1 million. So I'm not gonna never deny that. And you go to your VG charts and look at it, it's close to about 0.8 million again. But VG charts don't do the whole blah 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 and the digital. And this game had the highest attachment rate at 30% download, because most people like me, I downloaded digital. A lot of people did because they wanted the data pack, so you don't be that cumbersome. So you add 30% to about 2.8 million, 2.8 million. Basically, you're over 1 million if you add it up. So it is what it is.
Do you think the controversy helped?
Controversy, dude. Again, every game coming out, basically, Paper Mario Jam had controversy. Fire Emblem Fates had a controversy. Damn, Pokken Tournament had controversy.
I know, and they're all doing well.
I'll add in. I'm about to say I'll add in even Star Fox Zero because
I was gonna add that into that has controversy. Hell, Gunvolt when it comes out in June gonna have controversy. Oh, Kenji Fune, blah blah blah. All these games gonna have controversy. They just again a company that's irrelevant keeps on getting in these people's mouths. That's the one.
3D World had controversy.
Every game that comes out has controversy. Oh, Mario Kart's not gonna sell, but it sold over 2 million in a weekend.
Quantum Break doesn't get special graphics or something. Boycott.
Yeah, but
Street Fighter 5.
Street Fighter 5 deserves its controversy, cause that was not right. That's all I'm gonna say. That was
the only game this year that doesn't. The only game that doesn't have controversy is The Division because everyone is so glamorous over it.
That game should have controversy.
It only had controversy yesterday when they shut down the servers for a day, and people couldn't play. Which I think they found out this game can't play without online. What the hell did you not read? People don't read. No, I don't know.
People don't pay attention. They don't do the research. Nothing.
No, they don't.
Like that game needs online in order to work, in order to function.
That's what it is. That was funny because Ubisoft announced we are shutting down the servers for a day to do updates or whatever, and people was like, "Well, I can't play the game. I can't." Really?
People don't read.
Come on. Come on. You know game. Yeah, gamers these days, they just go out and buy the game. That's it.
Yeah, you gotta be, and that perpetuates what we're talking about with the whole. I buy this game just to be popular and be popular and to be accepted.
Yep,
that's what it is.
People don't buy games because they they want to have fun. They buy games so that they can play with their friends because their friends think it's cool, and that's all that matters, Which is stupid, but what are you gonna say?
It is because at least I can see maybe if you was in middle school or high school because of peer pressure, but as grown ass men and women, are you serious?
Well, all I can say is Xbox Live. It's good to play together.
Basically, yeah, it is what it is. I can't say nothing about that. Renegade, since Doc dropped out.
Wait a minute. Wait. Fruit Puncher. Did you actually forgotten that Zelda Wii U that's about to be dropped on us had some sort of controversy just because it didn't look realistic?
I thought it was because Link wasn't transgendered or something.
Oh God, no, that's Samus.
No. It was Link too because remember when they revealed Link at E3, everybody like, oh, that's a female. It's not a dude, and all that crap came into it. Sure, they even had it on NBC talking about. We would love to see. This is again. I am be 100%. I apologize. This is me. This is me right here. I apologize for this. What I'm about to say. I apologize. But when I listen to MVC and stuff, okay, because they're based in San Francisco. Again, for anybody out there, I apologize. I don't think this way, but I think because the politics get too much into it. How about you let the people who create the game do what the hell they want to do with the game? If you don't like it, don't buy it. Because they were talking about the same thing too with the transgender and link a female and all. And I'm like, why y'all bringing that up? I would love to see them put a transgender in Zelda. I'm like, yeah, leave it alone.
Okay.
Well, they
Here's
do.
the thing.
I mean,
That
they
would
do.
make too much sense.
Yeah, you have the Gorons. The Gorons are all male, and yet they have kids, which is kind of freaking creepy.
Oh God.
They do have some
Now I
going
can
on.
now. Actually, no.
I've never seen a female Goron. That's all I'm saying.
In Majora's Mask, you had but they had the little kids.
They had the baby, but there were no women. I mean,
I remember
it was
seeing
kind
an
of
old
creepy.
lady. I remember seeing one of the old lady Gorons. They had the long, like the granny, like she had long all the way down to her thing.
That was a dude, man.
That was an old man.
That was an old man. I've never
no
seen.
old
There
man.
are no female Gorons, which is
old man.
kind of creepy, dude. I'm just saying.
Don't think about it. Nothing about it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna think about it. I'm just saying, you know.
Jeez Louise. But
Well,
I mean,
my thing with this is, if people want these types of games with those types of characters,
Make them
make
themselves.
them,
Hey guys,
make them, and make them
guys.
good games that people will want to play.
guys, don't come a knocking if Death Mountain starts a rocking.
Oh God!
oh Lord.
That gives a whole new meaning to that gives a whole new that gives a whole new meaning to Darunia with that hot beat and all that type of stuff. Always listen to
Boy,
poetry.
we have a lot of double entendres in this damn podcast.
I know that one was a slip. That one was.
I would say that was a slip of the tongue, but too far.
Yo, that would make you a cunning linguist.
Yeah, right. I know, right?
I have to say, it's not as bad when you try to pronounce console and it came out condoms.
Yeah, I know. I remember because we talked about Conquer. Don't get me wrong. I remember on Dr. Fugo's podcast. I remember. I remember. But anyway, like I said, if Doc was here, trust me, he'll kill you even if you said Lord Dynamo was a punk. So just watch out for that. Let me see. You guys reminded of those things. Okay, well, Basic Food Punch was just saying, yeah. I mean, that's what we keep it here, man, on my podcast. Sometimes it get raunchy. This is not a when it's random talks, it gets really crazy. But yeah, we just keep it lighthearted, man. That's what we always do. We keep it lighthearted, keep it going. 'Cause, again, other than games, we just having fun. We're not here we're not like these other guys with this measuring, again, lack of term, measuring dick contest. That's not me. I'm secure in my manhood. Hell, y'all. I gotta have about 50 subs to be. It was kind of funny because one person was telling me I need to have an amount of subs to debate, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? Then go right ahead, dude. I don't got no time to waste with you.
Some people are so good they don't need all them subs. Like you, like that's a compliment.
Well, hell, like I said, I talked to somebody who had many subs, and I basically made him look like a fool, but. Never. I'll leave that alone. So we have one more question, and we'll wrap it up with anybody have here. Let me see. With all the talks about Wii U being dead, let me see. With all the talks, basically this is Perry Fan 74. With all the talks about the Wii U being dead, do you think that in 2 to 5 years, will the Wii U be looked at the same? Oh, yep. Red basically asked the question.
Said this quite a few times.
Yeah, we said it on this podcast many times. Yes.
The GameCube. Yes.
Once the 9th generation officially starts and we get like halfway into it, people are like, "Oh man, I miss my Wii U."
Yep.
That's exactly what's going to happen. That's the same thing that happened with the GameCube.
No doubt about it.
Yep. That's what's gonna happen. But you're welcome, Foodie Puncher. Like I said, I like even though I could say certain things and be right, I like my subs because you know what, we here talking about games. We don't talk about the BS. We crack jokes, even when the sub guys, my subs talk stuff to be jokes, and I have no problem adding subs to the podcast because it's all about the games. That's it. I don't care. Like I said, I bought me a basically most of the people here, they bought a ending console, which was a Dreamcast, but we paid the frig out of that damn Dreamcast.
Oh hell yeah! Just about every game on there. A game I want to come back to the Dreamcast. Ill Bleed. I want another Ill Bleed so bad.
But again, that's what I'm saying. But that was game ending. That was the last place he stopped. But I still play my Dreamcast up to this day and have fun with my Dreamcast. I wish a lot of people.
I boot mine every now and again, but right now I'm on a GameCube kick with Mega Man Network transmission.
Got you. But my point is that's what it is. We don't. I mean, that's why I'm cool with these people here. We ain't care about this politics crap. Here's the thing. I'm supposed to be the one who care about that stuff because I have contracts with these companies. But I don't even get that irate as these as they call us. They call us fanboys, but I don't know what you call them. What do we call them?
I call them idiots, personally. Before I just want to point something out too, and I don't know if this is me being conceited, but I noticed a couple of these guys have picked out podcasts back when I was doing them with AGL before I got injured that I was in and totally didn't mention me at all.
Nah.
I'm a little offended.
Don't feel bad. It's just that you're not like they treat you as the unknown, so they don't want to talk about you. It's okay.
Then also because again, just like I said, this certain person wanted to debate and stuff like blah blah blah. That's
it's totally based on my sub numbers.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's what I don't care what your sub. You can have one. Look, Triple M don't even have a damn channel, and he's on here most of the time talking and cracking it with us.
Point taken.
I don't care about that crap, man. This is when your ego and you're basically eating yourself and you just messing it. But basically more than insecurity, man. 'Cause, I mean, these guys are more than they're basically growing pussies. They ain't even freaking.
Oh my god.
They don't even. No, seriously. I don't care what anybody say on the internet about Enduro it to a point. Call me a fanboy. Call me whatever it was, dude.
Are you saying that they need some menstruation pills?
Oh, they need more than that, dude.
Mr. T can probably help him out. I heard he's got a supply of stuff for that.
I know, right? But I mean, like I said, now. We here talking, joking, having fun. That's what this is. That's why I came on. That's why me and my sister came on the gaming side of YouTube to do stuff and have fun. That's it. I mean, again, if I gotta worry about, I have literally millions of dollars invested in Sony and Nintendo right now because I have contracts with them. I'm not that upset about certain things, but you guys will invest $60 at the piece. Hell, I forgot this one. You know what? Let me end it up. Let me ask you guys one more question and done, because I saw this thing, and this is an Xbox thing. This had me laughing, and he's gonna go to a video where I talk about again. I'm gonna talk about how the 8th generation, how people howl and pitchforks and raise their things and Andre, remember the joke where I cracked about it slipping and easing it in. They howled in 2013.
No. See, they didn't want it dry. That was the problem. They
wanted to wait for the
Vaseline and the lubricant before it happened.
Dude, this ain't even lube. They basically just spit on it. That's all.
Spit on it and went to town.
Hey, look, listen. Remember we said earlier, half a loaf of bread is better than no loaf. So a little bit of moisture is better than dry.
That's basically what it is. That's basically what it is.
That's unfortunate, folks.
But look, at some point, I have to admit to myself, I'm probably going to join these people, though I'm not going to get reamed. I'll be watching the reaming.
You're like, I don't play those games, so don't I don't play like that. Don't even try.
Here's a question before I go. Because this is my question asking. And basically everybody's in the side chats, not side chats, and thank you guys for listening to my podcast, man. I mean, like I said, even if you guys want to join in a couple of the podcasts, just let me know. I'll send you private links. I don't care for that stuff. Let's just have fun, talk about games and enjoy it. But other than that, here's a question. There was a survey, internal survey they put out to the gamers and asking Microsoft asked that if you buy our digital games, you can sell it back to us for 10%.
What?
That
Yeah.
sounds like a pyramid scheme.
Now, to me, it's a good idea to sell them back, but I think the 10% is a little low.
Yeah,
No,
that's a slap in the face. A little
I
low.
would
That's a
say,
slap in
like,
the
hey,
face.
give me at least 40%, bruh. Give me at least 40.
I would say, depending on, it should depend on what the game is. If the
Yeah.
game, if you're selling like a Microsoft first party, that should be 30. That should be 40, 50%. If you're selling a third party, 20, 25. You know.
Damn, that was fast.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was fast.
That was
Oh
quick
my
as
god!
Whoa!
During the
Are you
podcast.
serious?
Oh,
production.
Nintendo has
Oh,
denied the ceasing of the Wii U production.
Knew it.
No,
Called it. Called it.
Wait a minute.
Hey, okay, hide your wife, hide your kids. Here come the torture pitchforks.
No, I mean that's fucking stupid. I mean they're dropping Zelda Wii U later this year. Why
Okay,
I mean,
by the way,
Jesus Christ.
did I not say that it was too soon?
That makes no sense.
Oh, fuck that.
No, let me put it this way, okay? If Zelda Wii U had dropped, well, no, not even that, because I mean they're dropping Zelda Wii U is going to be an evergreen title, and if the next home console doesn't have backwards compatibility, you know, I mean that makes no fucking sense.
They're gonna make a new version for the NX.
But now,
Okay, hold on. I have something to say about that. A new version for the NX. Now,
Like
this
Twilight
is the
Princess.
Twilight Princess situation that people got upset about with the Wii's controls for some reason. So why would you want them to do that again if you got upset before about it?
Let me put it this way: I have Twilight Princess, the original. Oh no, I do. I have the GameCube, the Wii, and now the Wii U HD version. Okay. I got all with the amiibo, yeah, because for Zelda Wii U later on. But my point is this: that game has sold. I mean, there are people who have Wiis who have recently gone out and bought that game. Not HD, the Twilight Princess for the Wii. So I mean, I just.
It makes absolutely no sense for them. They're making money off the Wii U. They're actually making money off the hardware.
Hey guys, I don't mean to interrupt, but I gotta sign out because I got grandfather duty. I gotta go here and see my grandbaby.
Come on, man. You know what grandfather duty is. You know, spoil that baby and send her back home and be like, have fun. Here's some candy.
He's only a few months old. You know, he ain't gonna get no candy yet.
Okay, I know you're just waiting on it.
I know.
Here's some candy.
He watches people when they eat. I'm serious, dude.
Oh, man, I just realized something.
Do whatever you want to do. I don't care.
All right. Well, I'm about to go take care of the baby.
All right, man. Catch you later.
Oh, take care, come on.
Crap, I just realized something. Huh?
Yeah.
No, nothing. I just realized the
No, like I said, the only I told my spiral senses was tingling. It did not say Nintendo Ltd.
Just some dude.
It has to say.
Yeah.
No. Again, like I said, I'm not gonna. Like I said, it has to. If you are financial paper, if you see, this is a business thing. If you look at Wall Street Journal, you look at the Forbes or whatever. If they're doing like a financial report or talk about stuff like they do, you have to say the company's full right stock name. You have to. That's what they've done, and that's why I said they did not said Ltd. That's the full stock of Nintendo stock.
All right. To the viewers, what we're saying, it's Nintendo denies report of Wii U ceasing production this year. Now, all I gotta say about this is mostly Nintendo doesn't do these type of stuff, and now people are gonna call this. Oh, this is a reaction.
Wait a minute. Did we not say that before you guys just jumped out? We say if Nintendo come out right now and say that people still ain't gonna believe them.
But then. But you know what? For some dumb reason, I'm seeing people is going to make this connection as how Ubisoft was very reactionary.
Whoa! Don't you ever dare put that word together with a sentence. Take that out.
You know, I'm surprised Nintendo has yet to go after these guys for slander. Honestly.
I mean,
Because that takes money, and Nintendo is a Japanese cheap. I'm gonna keep it real. Nintendo is cheap as hell. Okay, like Nintendo would rather okay. Let me put it this way: when Nintendo had their lawyers, Nintendo of America had their lawyers send a letter to VizEd.com that had all those emulators and ROM hacks and shit, Nintendo ROMs and shit. That cost Nintendo probably has lawyers that they have on retainer, right? But even after the retainer, that probably cost them $300 just for that 30 minutes, because they don't bill you for 30 minutes, they bill you for the whole hour, even if they work for 30 minutes. To do that, to type up that letter and send it. That's a lot of money. Just to
No, it goes. But look, what Red said is true. Is true. What I'm saying is this: is that when the reason they don't attack, unless this is basically why they said, because most of the people, you're gonna try to cultivate 40%, where the 60%. That's why I said at the beginning of the podcast, 60% really don't get into this fanboyism crap like we talk. That's why 60% of Nintendo's profit comes from families.
Yep.
That's why they don't care for that crap. Those families don't argue this stuff. That's exactly why I said when people ask why Platinum Games, a lot of new developers from the Japanese side, not American, because I don't mess with that much. I mess with developers on the Western side, but they're more Japanese centric, like Way Forward and Yakuza Games, whatever. But that's why a lot of these new developers are going towards mobile phone, because after people are threatening their lives and raping kids and all that stuff, they're like, I don't want to get into the game industry if this is what these gamers want to do to us and threaten our lives.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they don't do none of that stuff. And of course, you heard, Kate, you heard it when at the beginning of the console, Reggie, Iwata, and Shigeru Miyamoto said we're not competing with PlayStation, Xbox One.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's they're basically getting attacked by proxy. Everybody wants to see fight, and Nintendo's like, man, I ain't got no time for this crap.
Because let me put it this way: Sony and Microsoft are playing checkers. Nintendo's playing Go, aka Shogi.
Yeah,
they're two complete. Yeah, there's a board. There are pieces moving around on the board, but how the mechanics are completely different. So. I mean, that's just the way it is. The reason I think they said this was because you say something like this, you fucking with their money. I mean, let's keep it real. Because people are going to be like, I ain't going to buy the thing if, because, I mean, here's the thing. A lot of people get consoles later on in their life cycle. Like, I'm going to get a PS4 later on in its life cycle. I'm not getting one now because there's not a big enough library to really make me want to make that purchase. But,
It is. I'm the same way too. I never. Again, anybody could come to my show and they could hear me say multiple times. I never bashed the Xbox or the PlayStation 4. Never. I never told you to buy a Wii U or 3DS. Never, because it's your money. You do what you want. But come on, man, use your critical thinking when it comes to certain these things. Like I said at the beginning of the podcast, I read it, and like I said, if everything is straight, I put out my spider thing. I said that the LTD thing, and I also said that as basically people ask the question that they never stop production without this would be the first precedent for them to do this without a price drop and all that blah. I basically gave all the stuff that would be that if you listen to the beginning of the podcast.
Okay? So this E3, So this E3, we should expect the Wii U to drop at least to $275.
I wouldn't even expect it to drop.
I was at $250. I mean,
that's why I said at least.
Yeah. I could see. I wouldn't be surprised if price drop comes at that or after Star Fox. Really.
Maybe after Star.
I won't be surprised of that because they still need because the game is they're selling, but right now they're at the point where the software subsidizes anything.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Their software is killing at again. That's why I said 80 to 100% profits. And I do have to do that video. Yes, I do. Yeah, my schedule is just effed up. I gotta do that video, breaking the shit down from $60 without DLC, without that bullshit, where the money really goes. Like
the thing is this: the more units they have in people's house, the more software they can sell you. So. And like I said, they have their big game coming out this fall, which is going to be their Zelda game. So, I mean, the more units in people's houses, the more software they can sell you. So,
yeah, and again, remember, But the difference between now and the GameCube is the GameCube only had physical media. That was a go. The Wii U has a plethora library. As I said it again, and I've stated the facts many times. The Wii U has the biggest gaming library of all the games in this generation. The only person that could stop that is basically the DS. If you call it console, will be the 3DS because the 3DS have a big ass fucking library. But I'm talking about Nintendo side; they got that cornered. So if you have that big of a library, you can play any games. You're gonna have infinite. You have your revenue stream is infinitesimal. Really, just keeps on coming. So
as long as they keep on producing the product, they're fine.
And that's what a lot of people.
I mean,
go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, we've had this argument before. People are like, no, it's not true. Look, the money in the video game industry is in software. And if you know how to budget correctly, first-party software is, that's a lot of money.
Exactly. That was kind of funny. That's why I said that with Francis when I told him, if you sell $15 million for 10, if you send 15 million units for 7%, but if you sold 8 million for 48%, which one's bigger? He couldn't even answer that question, which was kind of weird.
He wouldn't answer the question. It's like, they're 200. Look, they're getting 5% of $200 million worth of 200 million units worth of being sold at. Most of these things are being sold at subsidized prices because people are getting them when they're they're buying them when the price is reduced. But that doesn't count.
Lex, listen to this. At least this, I've been reading the whole this whole news, and there's one thing that there's some sense that caught my attention. However, in reality, let me read it from the beginning. Nikkei's piece noted that Wii U was struggling in sales due to the lack of software, so they may have decided to cut the production without waiting for the next-gen console development NX to finish. However, in reality, Wii U has seen hit titles recently, such as Splatoon and Super Mario Maker, which caused the console to be in short supply.
Wait. Triple M. Why are you saying what I just said at the beginning of the podcast?
Yeah, you're repeating what was already said.
I said that's what Nikkei. I said 2 weeks ago. Nikkei said that the software is selling crazy. I said that.
If there's a shortage, it's because last year, maybe the year before, they ramped down. They ramped down how much they were sending out so that there wouldn't be shit standing on shelves or staying in warehouses. But they're having a shortage because people want to buy the shit in Japan and they're like, when can I get my Wii U? Now,
they sold 300 units. They sold 300K units of Wii U in the 2 weeks of December.
Exactly.
In Japan.
Apologies, but I have to reiterate this because for some reason people are very short-minded, or has a short.
Well, we already know that, but again, that's why when I did a podcast, I read it and I said, hey, there's a contradiction in here. I said, look, when I do, like I said, I'm not gonna say I'm doing 100% because I did do a mistake with the debate with OJ, and I gotta correct that. I did do a mistake and I was wrong about that. But my point is, I try to go to everything before I go say all this stuff. Because, again, this is a podcast I have, and other people had smart little videos with their jokes, and the Wii U's dead. Like a stupid moron. That's just them. So, that's what it is. But you know what? And to finish your point that you got to ask a question, maybe I'll ask it next time, and we could get more with a random podcast, whatever. And Renegade Zero, yes, I would gladly send you a link if you have a time to join in again. I don't care if people join in and having fun. But the thing I would say is that about the topic I brought up before, KH, brought up the cease and desist was, I bought a physical game, which is a license, to play this game. And I bought it for $60 plus all the DLCs, because most of these games on Xbox come with DLCs, and people buy them. Then I'm going to sell it back to you to get 10% back of a visual game that I don't have no ownership of the copy. I understand when you always, Andre, I understand the sell game, but no, I'm not. See, baby, because I don't sell. I need to have something tangible in the first place. To me, you sold me a license, and to get it back to you that I can't play the game ever again, you're giving me just not even a fraction, like what, $6 back?
What the frick?
That's a slap in the face. I'm sorry. That I
Hold
mean,
on, that depends on how much the game is on their online shop. Because if it's a $30 game, you only get
you get
$3.
three. Yeah, that's
No,
still a slap in the
I'm going with
face.
60. I'm going with 60 just to be nice.
That's a slap in the face. I mean,
That's
could
not-
you
man, they
imagine?
took man, that's I'm gonna be literal. They basically as Oz is here, they went to Oz on you, took their stuff out and whip it in your face. Whoosh.
Yep. Yep. I mean, literally, I mean, that's
Gamers do that? I'm sorry, you
That's-
guys are not
that's-
gamers.
That's some GameStop shit right there. Because I remember, I had to go pick something up from GameStop when I still went to them, and this dude brought in like a stack of Xbox 360 games. No, they're Xbox One games. He's like trading them in to get some, the normal rehashed yearly shit. And they're like he gave them, and he's like they're counting them like, this is $3, this is $4, this is $10, this is
Red-
6, this is
Red
3.
Fox.
I'm
Red
like,
Fox.
God damn.
Red
Well,
Fox.
yeah, if you. Oh, go on.
Red Fox. I'm not sure if I told you this, but don't you remember the story I told about Poppy 2K's experience while
Yeah, you
selling
did.
his? Okay.
He got screwed over. What I'm saying is that if someone, okay, let me put it this way. I'm looking at my Metroid Prime trilogy in the steel case right here. This thing is worth $80 at GameStop. That's more than I paid for it. I paid $60 for it, and when I got it, I was like, this shit's too expensive. Because it was for the Wii, and Wii games were like $50 normally, and if you saw a $60 Wii game, it was like, something's odd here. But I mean, it's $80. It's appreciated in value, is what I'm saying. Whereas this shit, I mean, I couldn't imagine someone offering me $6 for a game I paid $60 for. That's a slap in the
But
face.
here's the thing though.
If you have a Nintendo. What was that? Sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, if you have a Nintendo game, especially a brand new Nintendo game, you'll get at least half or even the above price for that game. Those games.
Hold their value.
But here's the thing though. Think about it, guys. This is if Microsoft, and this was a survey, but if they do this is smart on their part, but this is dumb on the gamers. So I basically gonna get you a guaranteed buy. If I get you to buy a digital game, I gotta buy a digital game, and all I gotta do is pay you $6 to buy my game for $60.
You're stupid. That's all I'm gonna say. You got screwed over. That's all I got.
I got guaranteed buy. Even if the game is bad or whatever, it's a guaranteed buy. Holy crap!
Microsoft has managed to do something through the power of the internet that I've never thought could happen. They managed to go into an Xbox gamer's household, bend them over, pull down their.
Half those games are worthless now. But
that's my
360
point.
Are worthless.
That's my point, because they don't have to drop the price down for the digital game like a physical copy.
I'm sure there are. I know that there are Nintendo Wii games that are worth a lot.
Look, man. I just told you. I got Metroid Prime Trilogy. This game is literally. I asked the dude. I was like, "How much is this game worth?" $80. $80 right now. I have and that's a Wii game.
Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Xenoblade Chronicles.
Original Xenoblade. Original Xenoblade. Yes.
That's like $73. I have unlimited. I have One Piece Unlimited. And that game was like $63. I paid $50 for it. I mean, oh god.
But again, my point still.
All I gotta say this. When people heard from Microsoft that digital future,
digital is coming in the future.
Yeah, digital only is the right way, and some ignorant YouTuber basically.
Richard Tech USA.
Yep. Richard USA. Yeah. But my point still stands. That's what kills me. So you telling me that. See, that's why I said this is what the 8th generation is pushing you, and people who argue all this stuff is going back to it. So they're pushing you to buy a physical game, but a physical game can't work without the online. So basically, people got to buy the online game because they don't got to worry about the physical game. But then you're going to tell me you get a guaranteed buy for a digital game that you cannot sell by because they don't have to drop the price down like you go to GameStop. I mean, this is the serpent eating itself.
Over us.
This is a snake just having fun. I found out. Wow, I didn't know I had two tails. Let me eat that too. Something's going on with these games nowadays. God, nobody have critical thinking no more. Really, none.
Critical
It's
thinking,
done.
basic
Done.
thinking. Shit.
It's done. It's done.
What critical thinking did was crawl somewhere and just painfully and slowly die.
It did.
No one asked. No one asked.
I blame the internet.
I'm surprised they know how to turn on a camera and record a goddamn video.
Exactly. They make a video. Oh God. They make a video. The first thing they do, something. I mean, I'm like, don't these people have fucking jobs? The first thing they do is make a damn video.
I know.
They're making YouTube as their job.
Yeah.
I counted at least 10 videos today about the Wii U ceasing production.
Yeah, I know.
No.
That looks stupid. That's the thing that gets me. Don't you look stupid? Really? Okay.
Look. Like I said, as we just said with jobs and everything and how's it going on. All right, look. As Cage, what you just said is what I've said in my. If you know my pin that's on my Google Plus page. Yeah. The thing about the internet is there's many information and many knowledge right now, but the one thing you can't obtain is wisdom. That's the one thing you can't obtain from the internet. You can find all the facts you need, but if you don't know how to apply the facts, you still could look stupid.
Oh yeah, wisdom is it's something you learn. It's something.
It's an inherent trait.
Discipline. It's.
No. It's not.
Looking for knowledge. They're looking at goddamn cat videos all day.
Hey.
Andre.
I'm sorry, Oz, but some of those cats are cute.
I'm not saying they're not, but learn something before you watch the damn cats.
Andre.
That is true.
Wisdom is not inherited. You got to get the Triforce of Wisdom to get it.
Jeez Louise.
Well then, hold on for a second. Then call me Princess Zelda, because I was born with it. Damn it.
You got to get up inside Zelda to get that wisdom.
Oh my God. Okay, I think we ran again. If this went longer than as usual, it always does.
Let me put it this way: common sense is not common, and a lot of gamers. I mean, look at the games that have been selling. People bitched about Splatoon, a game that the developer said before it launched. Okay, these features will be activated as time goes on after we release the game. Okay, they told you front up this game was not full complete, but we'll make it right later on, and it's all free. Okay, but they bought Street Fighter V that's still missing basic shit that Street Fighter 1 had on Turbo
March is almost over, and the update still
Street Garbage 5. That's
and
what
they're
it should
complaining
be
about it.
March
March
is 9 days away, and this update still isn't here yet.
And of course, it's funny how people shout out to Shadow Hero, basically Bon Katashi, who said about Pokken Tournament came out and already have a fix for people who rage quit, while Street Fighter took 2 weeks to fix their rage quitting. Yep, that's messed up. Unlike you guys, I can understand the server issues. Again, I've said that many times on my podcast. It's an unknown that when you do servers. So I myself pass on that. But when you have certain things like that, the rage quitting and how the single players and everything else depending on certain things, that's what I was talking about. So yeah. But with that said, I got one question to Andre, and then basically I'm ending this podcast. You say, damn, they always go longer than they're freaking supposed to go all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Andre. Mm-hmm. Now you see why. I saw your post. Now you see why Nintendo pulled back the voice chat of Splatoon.
Oh no! Once I got in the game and I got to have stupid teammates, I got to understand.
Yep. Now you see why I said when I told that video a while back about when Nintendo did the internal thing.
But even back then, once I knew that, I'm like, okay, I respect that decision because you actually tried, and I know you tried. Yep. And now I got to experience the game, and I understand what happened during those test scenarios. I was like, okay, it was probably better because my teammates could have been like little kids who didn't know how to play the game, and I'd have been the adult cussing them out. So
Exactly.
And that's why I did that video back when Kenji told me they had the test and between America, Europe, and Japan, and America was
and then we ruined it. We ruined it.
As usual.
within,
I would have cussed some kanji out, man.
within minutes, the Americans would start cursing and calling like certain names in Japanese and stuff was wrong. I was like, wow, you guys really a problem.
Well,
So,
well, all I can say is you can say you can say anything you want, but the land of the free.
All I'm gonna say is this:
I can't get you the mic and slap you for that one.
Yeah, let me put it this way: you play Splatoon with a team of people where like you're the one doing all the work, and there's one dude sitting there in the corner painting the corner meticulously and not doing shit else, and then the other two people are just splatting people, not laying any paint. Yeah. If you were in my house and there was voice chat, you'd hear me calling them all types of names. You dirty bleepity bleep. You can kiss my bleep. You can kiss my black bleepity bleep 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 bleep. So yeah, it's a good thing. I'm just gonna say you can suck my Look, listen, it's a good thing that this game does not have voice chat because I later found out like I friended these people and like they're not. Some of them are part of my crew when I get on, and I'm gonna tell you right now, like, some of these people are like, 14, 15, 16-year-old Japanese kids. It's like I would have felt bad if I said that to some kids.
Exactly. But I don't wanted to ask that to Andre because he's the one who basically did a video and you did a video behind my video when you figured it out. And, as you know me, Andre, like, that's what my insiders could do. You see, again, I am not a news channel. I'm not going to like most of these other people, but I would give you the background if I come up some interesting stuff that's not NDA or whatever that stuff. I will do that.
Those aren't news channel. They're professional. You know what? Sucking channels.
Got you.
We've been canceled, and everyone, it's over.
Yeah. But
Pack up
anyway,
your shit and go home.
Yep, it's over, folks.
And
Turn off the lights.
And people who are listening now, like I said, if you watch the video from the beginning, kind of Jacob Snake started lately, you watch from the beginning, I laid out everything. I laid out everything up to the point that we just found this and all that stuff right here. So we said everything in this podcast about this, and common sense is dead, and wisdom is not there, and blah, blah, blah. We all said it. So basically, let's end this podcast before we get yourself any more trouble. So with that said, I know Triple M, I mean, again, I like Shadow. I'm not letting, Triple M, Kanoshi, Double A, sub to K-Agent's channel so you can watch his gameplay. That's about it. That's about that. But we have, like I say, game idea. You got anything you want to pimp out? These people, like I say, I give them the... Andre.
Why?
Seriously? Okay. Red Fox, you got anything you got to pimp out?
Yeah, this Sunday at 4 Eastern Standard Time, I'll be doing a podcast where we will try and find the sales numbers for The Division because Ubisoft claims it's the highest selling new IP they've ever had. I
find that hard to believe considering.
Well,
Watch
Assassin's
Dogs
Creed
was on 6
was the
different
highest selling, and
platforms.
then first it was Assassin's Creed, then it was Watch Dogs, and now it's this game. And Destiny, Activision said the same thing with Destiny, but that has no sales numbers either. So I don't. But it has more. It has more accurate data than any of those other 3 games. So I'm gonna go look it up. I'm really interested.
Wait. Sorry, I was taking my throat. But also, if you can find this number 2, please send it to Enduro because I would like to find this Resident Evil HD collection on the PlayStation 3. The only numbers I found was 11,000. If you could find something like that, please link me the thing, and I want to read it because I want to know why the hell did Capcom put that game over, did all the assets, and then only got 11,000 sales. That's 11,000.
What
Yeah,
game is this?
Resident Evil HD collection. Resident Evil Revelations, the HD collection.
Yeah, the Chronicle, the Umbilical Chronicles and Darkside collection. They did an HD port to it to the PlayStation 3 for the move, and the numbers I found and closest was for Famitsu, 11,000.
So
well, I'm gonna go look that up too. And we'll also, since this came out, see, I wasn't planning on talking about this, but it came out. We're gonna talk about people running with rumors with no basis in fact and making videos and putting it up on their websites. And then when they get slapped in the face, hey, motherfucker, don't be fucking with the money now. Don't be doing that.
This is the only community where rumors are accepted as fact.
Yes, so we'll be talking about that too, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Everyone here is invited to that one.
I'm just gonna say, I don't want to say this too real quick. At least he said what Resident Evil Revelation was 11,000.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it was over 9,000 at least, right?
Impossible! It's over 9,000.
Yeah, it was over 9,000. You're right, King.
How dare you steal my line, you bastard?
Yeah. But Andre, you back?
Why not, y'all?
Yeah, I'm back. I accidentally moved my mic, so I couldn't.
Okay, you have anything you want to pimp out, sir?
Gamer Idea Foundry, that was a couple weeks ago, where Endu and Mr. Red Fox were both on it. We were talking about possibilities for Metroid Dread and game ideas for the Wii U. I have a video coming out tomorrow morning, and then Why You Know Game this Saturday. I have a video for that. So
Why you know gamer? Think of some new.
You need to find.
Why you know game?
You know you could do that. Like you could do some. I got to find a site to you that you could sing that for you as a background song, like Triple M do. And, like you got Asian people.
No, I was actually thinking of having Triple M record himself singing that.
Okay.
And then I was going to use it at the end of the video.
Okay, that's cool. And of course, Oz, thank you for joining, man. Like I said, I'm happy that you're doing way better.
I appreciate you having me on.
No problem, man. Like I said, I'm happy that you're doing good, and I hope that your health keeps going the right direction.
Yep.
Because that's it is. But because you are a very passionate person. I like your videos, as you can see, because I commented on them. So because you're right. You gotta. As Red Fox got the BS Busters, I ain't got a special name except for gamers don't got no common sense. That's all I could say. But you have
but don't you have lost brain cells?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you do have lost brain cells.
I question their mental health.
Yes, and that's what I forgot. Loss of brain cells. That's what it is.
LBC.
LBC. Yep. Anybody who ever see me comment on some people's videos, if you see LBC, that's what it means, because I didn't gotta say not a damn. I've commented to some of these people. I brought up names and put LBC, and they don't catch on to it. But I see other people come behind me and laugh because they caught on to what I'm saying. Loss of brain cells, LBC. But like I said, it's cool to have you here, Oz. I hope you could join many more times. But do you have any videos that you got that you want to paper out to the people?
I've been batting around an idea for a video lately about how VR is pretty much stupid. And I want to know where every person who's going to buy the PlayStation VR is going to live. So after that stupid headset, I can come over and kick them squarely in the dick.
Hold on. Here's an even better thing. Someone could have the headset on, be playing that game, and be so intent in that, and you could Jackie Chan their house and sneak all their stuff out.
That was my other thought. That's what I told my wife. I was like, these idiots are gonna get robbed. I'm waiting for those videos.
Can I join you?
Well, hold on. Well, you gotta be careful though. You can't be like the guy that stole his neighbor's PS4 and then hooked up to his Wi-Fi.
Why would I want that?
I'm like, dude, you live in the same apartment complex and you left it hooked up to his Wi-Fi.
I heard you
but Andrew, you know what the reason was, right? He didn't want to lose the games. Remember, you have to install them. He didn't want to lose the games, so of course he did reset. All I had to do is reset it, lose the games, and it would have never be pinged to the Wi-Fi.
Well, that was his stupidity.
There you go. He didn't want to
take the games with him.
Huh?
He should have taken the games with him, unless they were all bought digitally. Then he was screwed.
No. Remember, so it was installed. So if you didn't get the physical copy, he's not gonna wipe it out if he ain't got the copy to redo it over. Remember?
Oh well. He should have did it. He should have just left it. At that point, it's a brick.
There's nothing wrong. You think? That's what we talked about. That's what it is. But he got caught. That's what it is. He wasn't thinking.
He would have been better off stealing the Wii U. At least the games would have actually been on the system. So
One
Yeah,
and
but
two.
you can call that in, and Nintendo can lock it down once it connects to the
okay,
internet.
but if you put connected, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's
You
true.
could play
That's
it a
true.
little bit more.
That's true. Yep. But anyway, like I said, but check out Oz's channel, Mr. Red Fox, the Game Idea guy. Quan just bounced out. Dr. Feelgood, who also bounced out. And I say thank you guys out there to listening to this long podcast once again. I gotta stop saying I want short. You always end up long, so forget it. I just quit.
Just say you're going to do a podcast.
I know.
Between 3 to 4 hours.
The only time I kept it short most of the time is when I'm doing it by my damn self, and I could cut the questions off. That's the only time I've done that because again, the questions still keep coming in.
Man, people like your stuff, man. That means you're popular.
Well, you're a highly popular unknown guy.
Yeah. Man, soon you'll leave the crumb side and you'll be too famous for us. Your subs will be too high. You can't talk with us no more once you get a certain amount of people.
Oh, to hell with that.
Yeah,
You gotta pretend like I don't exist.
Yeah.
I'm a crumb side. Yeah, I'm a crumb side right now. Jeez, that was cruel, you guys. That was cruel. That was cruel. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Again, for anybody who's watching now, check back to the beginning as I talked to them and these guys came in and said their points and see what it is and
then it got proven to be false.
Watch just again the answer to your questions. I'll say this one time only while I got this. I said it basically many times, but I said it. Look, Nintendo Japan's IR page, April 27th. Go to the page, download the public file. You get majority of all your answers. Now, because I am contracted, I could go beyond that. But I will tell you what I can tell you. But that's what you can get your answers. Okay, April 27th. April 27th. Do that. Okay. Don't listen to all these crap.
See, here's the problem, Liger. You're asking people to read.
I know. I wish I had Chris Rock right now. I'd be like, no, not a book. No, no.
But you know what? I find. Good gosh. You know, I find that to be odd though because I did a lot of reading playing video games, and I don't know why people don't like to read who play video games.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Remember instruction book?
Oh, I swear, back in the day, I was the worst person because I would read the whole manual. I would turn the game on.
Yep.
Yes, I do too.
And remember that new manual smell?
Oh my goodness!
I remember when I couldn't even my parents had to hook up my SNES when they first got it, so I basically would sit there and read the Super Mario Brothers manual with those awesome illustrations and artwork and everything.
That's so much envy in them.
Yeah, Yoichi Katabe.
Yeah.
You get like a paper, you get a slip in the side of a
some
CD cover.
Yeah, some games do that because Senran Kagura for 3DS came with full instruction booklet.
Wow.
Which is
awesome.
With the characters, everything, the move sets, the whole 9 yards. It came with that. It came with that book.
Yeah, the whole pack.
Okay, I'm a part. Everybody out there.
I knew that was going to turn into a joke.
I knew it always does that. That dude's got problems.
The whole 9 yards.
The whole package.
Can I point something out? People don't like to read words, but they like to read too much into nothing. That's the thing.
Oh wow, that's wisdom right there. That's wisdom. You read too much into nothing, but you don't want to read the words. I can't see more perfect than that, Addison.
I think that's where we close out.
Exactly.
Rainbow.
So anyway, you know my saying, everybody. There's no perfect game out there. What's perfect to you is not perfect to me. What's perfect to me is not perfect to you. Simply play them games. Peace.
Enjoy your games, bees.
Like this.